again, I'm not even disagreeing with the motivations of the Politico story. In fact, even on my show today, I talked about the motivations of the Politico story, which, Matt, I agree, are completely scurrilous and designed to distract from the sort of violent rhetoric we've seen from the left. But it has led to, I think, a reactionary response on some parts of the right to say there should be no policing ever at all. No social consequences should ever attend to things that are said on the right, that it's basically just pure my side versus your side. The problem I have is, number one, I think that's immoral, and number two, I don't think that's pragmatic. I don't think that's moral because I think that there are things that get said on the right that are really, really, really ugly, and pretending those away doesn't make them go away. I think that they're rising. I think that they're getting more common. I know that my death threats from that side are getting more common. I know I have more security because of that, and it's not just from the left. I have lots of security from the left, and I also get lots of security from the right. Matt, I think a little bit earlier today you tweeted that kind of your litmus test is the people who are trying to kill you, and I totally get that. I also have that litmus test. The difference is that I think that if somebody tries to kill you, Matt, there's a good shot that it's going to be a leftist. If somebody tries to kill me, it's a frickin' Agatha Christie novel. I just don't know which direction the bullet is coming from at this point, given the sort of various and sundry radical extremes that exist. I'm not going to say that the right is equivalent to the left in this respect, because I don't think it's been mainstreamed to nearly the same effect on the right that it has been on the left. But to pretend that it has not infiltrated a lot of very important spaces, I think is sort of whistling past the graveyard. Again, I'm not...
My name is Elijah Schaefer. Welcome back to the Rift Live. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I am joined in the studio by not hall monitors of the right-wing movement. Joining me today, live from Boca Raton, mouth of the rat, 52% Jewish, and 17 synagogues, the #1 city where Ben Shapiro's studio is currently. Rift TV contributor Braden Sorbo, welcome back.
Oh, I thought you were introducing me as 52% Jewish. I was like, I forgot my hat at home, so I can't claim that title. But good to be here.
Nice. We got more buttons going down than we do the future of our country. Joining us today for the first time, the creator of Women Propaganda, popular Instagram channel, YouTube channel, and increasingly Angry Patriot X on X. Welcome to the studio, Hayden McDougall. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Oh my God, it sounds like a war zone. Happy to be here, man. Hopefully we're gonna talk some shit and can talk about black people and women, or I'm down to talk about Jews, but I do love Jewish people and I think they're awesome.
Wow. All right, that's cool. It's good to know.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I think Jews are the best. They're
All right.
smart.
All right, so we've got a great show for you guys today. We're talking about some interesting stuff that's happening after the leak that went on regarding the group chat inside of the New York Young Republicans. Now, when that happened, we found out that Gavin Wax, who his name being Wax as in a wax figure, a figure of an individual who pretended to be a Republican, a previous friend of mine, but if these allegations are true, then if he repents, I will forgive him. But if he doesn't, then he's still just a Jew. But I still love him because of that.
Yeah, but Jews are great, and we all love Jews.
We all do.
Everyone in this room loves Jews.
A lot.
What's not to love?
What's not to love?
No,
what's,
dude,
what's not to love? That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
What's not to love? Without them, I wouldn't have a porn addiction as a teenager, or even all of us in the room watching on the big screen before the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about today about something kind of crazy. So, there was a group chat that leaked that we covered in the previous days, and there's a deeper discussion to talk about where individual group chats were obtained from a blackmail ring inside the New York Young Republicans, where Gavin Wax and some guy named Berger and Zeke all came together to make people look bad, all because allegedly, according to inside sources, Gavin Wax did not get a picture with President Trump. Okay? So he was, did you hear about that? That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's why
he took it all down.
Because
he didn't get a photo.
He was bitter that he didn't get a photo with Trump?
Wasn't it, if I'm not mistaken, there was an event. He was invited to take a photo, but he had to RSVP. He declined. He changed his mind before the event and said, actually, I do want the photo. It was too late to get the photo. The photographer told him that. The event coordinator told him that. And he said, you know what? I'm taking us all down.
Yeah, literally, it was a petty disagreement. Also, can I you pull your mic up because in this show this is so gated. These mics are. Let me do this for you. Let me fix
You
your
say the
mic.
mics are gated?
No, look at this. This is falling off. Look at this. Hold up. This is like actually falling off. Good. Hold up. There you go. There.
When we're not on Rift, this is just what Elijah does. He just bends over the table.
No, it's falling off right now.
That's hot.
No, that's what I'm
Not
saying.
good. This is not good. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up.
Okay.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh, hello. That sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Nice.
Now, to those watching on audio only, before we jump into the story today, don't forget, guys, the national security today encompasses more than military strength. It includes critical resources like copper, essential for U.S. infrastructure, clean energy, and advanced technology. The U.S. depends heavily on foreign copper, but with prices at a 16-month high, global supply chains are strained. And the potential closure of a major Indonesian mine, domestic production is now a national security priority. That's where District Copper Corp comes in. District Copper Corp, listed on the U.S. Stock Exchange under the ticker CAXPF and the Toronto Stock Exchange under the ticker DCOP, is addressing this challenge. It projects in resource-rich regions, positioning it to strengthen domestic supply chains, reducing reliance on foreign metals. Copper is critical for power grids, electronics, and defense systems, making it a stable supply vital with rising demand, strategic projects, and the Trump administration's focus on critical metals. District Copper is poised to play a key role in securing America's future. Further U.S. expansion could be on the horizon, and we'll be watching closely. If you want to learn more about the strategically positioned company, check the link out in the description, districtcoppercorp.com. Again, that's districtcoppercorp.com. A special thanks to District Copper for making this video possible. Now let's get back to the show. All right, so there was a lot that went on there. Now, what happened was, if people don't know this, if you look at this picture, Ben Shapiro came out, and of course, people heard the group chat on our side, and they're saying, "We've had enough. They killed Irina Zarutska.
Yeah.
They killed Charlie Kirk. They have told us to apologize for the color of our skin. They've said if you were white." So now you'll see the real me on the show. You'll see the real me on the show. I was tired earlier.
Good. No, I agree completely. A white girl gets stabbed in the neck, and then black people hop on a podcast the next day and say white people racist and shit, and it just doesn't work anymore. White people are.
We're racist and shit.
Yeah, I am racist. Fuck you. How about that? I am racist, and rightfully so. You guys have proven to us that white people should be racist and must become racist if we're going to survive.
What's the sin of racism? When people tell you that you're racist and you say you are, what is it that allows you to say to people you're racist? Because to people, that's the ultimate crime, right?
Yeah.
To be called a racist is like worse than killing Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
So
or Laken Riley.
Or Laken Riley. So why, when someone says, "Hey, you're a racist," why does that not offend you?
I don't because the person saying it is retarded. Like these people wore masks for 2 years. They got vaccinated. They cheered when Charlie Kirk got murdered. What they have to say means nothing to me. And the whole word is a psyop. Look up who invented the word racism. Who does anyone know? You can guess. What type of dude invented the word racism?
Was it one of Gavin Wack's ancestors?
Yes,
Does
it
he
was.
live in Boca Raton?
He lives in, might have been Russia at the time, but, who knows where
The
they're
ones
really
who
from.
fabricated the protocols of Zion?
Yeah, it was the same guy that made up homophobia and anti-Semitism, also came up with the word
Trotsky.
racism. It might have been that Trotsky.
It was
I think it was
Trotsky.
Trotsky.
Someone said in
but
parentheses
the whole
Bronstein.
word is a psyop, and it's just used to attack white people, and it only works on white people. Asians, blacks, Mexicans, do they care if they get called racist? No, they don't. It's only white people that are scared of getting called that word. In our defense, we lose our jobs, a girlfriend leaves you, divorce, if someone calls you a racist publicly or something. So white people can actually get affected by that word. I guess that's why some whites are scared to get called racist. But if you work for yourself and can't lose your job, like, why are you scared of getting called a racist? There is nothing wrong with being a racist.
What happens when you fail? Like, see this? This is how I feel every day. I'm turning into Matt Walsh on a Ben Shapiro podcast. Have you seen this? Watch, look at this. Look at this. This is Ben Shapiro talking about racists. Is
These
Michael
guys
Knowles
are
is he
cucks.
Italian? Is
Michael
he Italian?
Knowles is Italian, Latin Mass Catholic. Like, he's the least excited to be there out of the group.
So you know what's funny though? So this is why we started Rift. So keep it on this. I like Michael. I know Michael, and actually Michael offered me some good advice from the Catholic side. Unfortunately, I am leaning towards the Orthodox, but I do love my Catholic brothers and sisters. I'm not Orthodox. I'm not Catholic. Someone keeps in the comments saying that I'm pushing Catholicism. I'm not either.
Yeah, he's not even Catholic.
I'm not even a very good Christian. I'm not even like the greatest.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'm like not even a good Christian. I'm just a human being who's trying to find God. But he offered some solutions, and I've hung out with Matt before. I've known them for about maybe since as long as Daily Wire's been around, actually. And I can tell you what I'm tired of is I'm tired of non-Christians, particularly a certain religion, who has the power to sit there smugly. Let me scroll.
Mormons.
Yeah, to sit there smugly, fugly, and look at us and be like, well, listen, I'm going to tell people that what you should think. And I'm tired of living in a culture of my race, of my people, of my religion, while somebody who's a visitor.
This is an outsider.
An outsider basically using negative means to control capital.
Yeah.
And then telling us, this is the limit to what you can say. You know what? Actually, crime from that one group of people, you're going to have to accept that or you're not going to get a job. Because if you talk about crime in your inner cities, you're never going to work at a bank, at a hospital, at a lawyer firm. You're never going to work and be able to pull out an SBA loan, qualify for a government contract. You will never make it, and your progeny will never have wealth if you don't listen to me.
Yeah.
If you don't listen to me.
Racism, that's like one of the greatest psyops of all time. They have convinced all these white people that you're racist, and that's a bad thing if you don't let us flood your country with a bunch of low IQ, brown and black immigrants that hate white people. If you don't let us flood your country with this, then you're racist, and that's bad. So it's really a shame that this works on white people. It's never worked on me. I have always been racist and never cared. I mean, I used to, I guess.
When you were evangelical, though, you did get cucked by the evangelical church.
I did. I was cucked in other ways. But I was never. I was never cucked about. I was always honest about black people.
They talk about involuntary celibacy. But involuntary cuckery, they don't talk about. When you get born in evangelicalism, you get cocked as a man.
Yeah.
You get cocked as a man.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Girls in high school thought I was.
You grew up in it too?
I grew up in an evangelical church. I saw it with all the guys there. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Not a single good role model for me to look up to. That's weird.
Yeah, and they're giving bad advice to the young men at church, like especially at these evangelical churches. Women are queens, and these churches are run by feminists. I was a really good Christian kid, evangelical Christian. Some people thought I was gay. I was not gay. I was just a good evangelical.
Also known as evangelical.
No, I was just an evangelical Christian.
Evansexual.
And but I was trying to do the right thing, wait till I'm married to have sex, and then one day I was looking around at church and I was like, okay, none of the girls at church are virgins. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of the guys at church are virgins. So, like, the guys are doing the right thing and the girls are not, and the pastors aren't calling out the women, and the pastors are still just telling the men, wait till you're married to have sex, which I know is, like, ideal, but there's no virgins around. And so my opinion on the subject is if your girl's not a virgin, then you shouldn't be either. Like, all these girls are ran through. So you guys can tell me what you think, but as far as men waiting till marriage to have sex, there's no virgin women anymore, so I don't know.
You're hurt too. I can tell.
I'm hurt. What am I? I'm fine. I was mad at one point. I waited till I was 23 to have sex for the first time. Finally did it, and then I went wild.
The mic while you're talking about it. That's crazy work.
It's the evansexual.
Okay.
Bro's stroking the arm. He's like, hey.
I was tightening the rings over here.
Yeah, it's like, hey, man. So, anyways, I'm like, hey. lube up your ring somewhere else. You know what I mean? Behind closed doors, I don't care.
Well, what do you think about when I just said they're giving bad advice to the young men at church? Because I really
They
do
are.
think
No, they are. That's
They
the
are.
whole point. The problem is, and I'll give a caveat. This is the Catholic part because there's really based. Someone else said it in chat. There's super based Latin mass priests. There are also some pretty based regular Novus Ordo, like English mass priests who do high. I went to one in Tennessee, and the whole time the priest was like, it was really hot. The AC was broken. He goes, hell's a lot hotter, and he's making all these really good, like funny statements, but he's really based the whole time, and he didn't like give either man or woman like an out, like, oh, well, you can do this if you want to, but it's bad, and go to confession after. Like, that's the thing with the evangelical church. It's always, who out of the men here are struggling with porn and they want to give themselves to God, come up to the altar. And it's like like you said, it's a cucking ritual for the guys. And I've made those jokes before where it's like women will be evangelical, non-denominational women, not all, I'm not going to make a generalized, but a lot of them will be on their knees on Saturday night and then in church with their hands in the air on their knees again. And it's like, you can't
let's go. Let's
one
go.
to one.
Air horn.
You can't.
Let's go.
You can't do both. And I will say, the guys also shouldn't be doing, like, it's both should be accountable to each other. Like, but that's the whole point of marriage, is to be accountable to your spouse. That's the divine order implemented, and nobody's following it anymore. So like, I get what you're saying, where it's like all of the guys were trying to follow it, and all of the women were blatantly not following it and not being called out.
Look at this.
Look at this. Look at this real fast.
Yeah.
I want to read something from a pastor named J.B. Durham. If I look at his profile here real fast, J.B. Durham is a pastor, church planner, founder of HelpMeetSingles.com. You can see here he's not a Nazi.
Yeah, his wife's ethnic. True.
So, yeah, but hey, listen. I'm going to read you this. Okay. It says a lot about where the church is at today. I was fired as a pastor. On Sunday, yes, I was fired last year on the Lord's Day too. Baptists are big on work of necessity, like muzzling an ox in the ditch. In the past 5 years as a pastor, I've been fired from 3 churches and resigned from a 4th amidst calls for my termination. In every case, I was fired for upsetting the church ladies, often both sexes. That's a very funny thing.
Yeah, I bet it was. Yeah,
that was a funny statement.
Well, men don't go get you fired for something. It's going to be the women. If someone's getting fired, it's because the women got upset.
But he said the church ladies of both sexes. That's a pretty funny line. This guy's a
I
joker.
missed that. Oh,
Yeah.
of both. Okay,
The church ladies of both sexes.
Preach.
Time and time again, these ladies oppress their husbands, deacons, and elders to put me under discipline, to force me into a struggle session where I must apologize for offending them, grovel for a second chance, and agree to all kinds of restrictions on what I can do, say, and do. Once I refuse these sinful, controlling demands, they inevitably demand my head on a platter. And the church ladies, so he's put ladies in quotes because it's the feminine men in the church. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
he's talking about these are feminine men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Church
know.
is full of that.
Yeah.
Lot of
always
betas.
get what they want. I'm seeing a lot of solid discussions right now addressing the epidemic of cucked church leaders who put good men under church discipline for fake sin while ignoring the real sins of women, all in an effort to keep their church ladies happy. It's the men who are cucked to their wives. Church ladies means men who are cucked to their wives, right? So as a pastor, I represent the other side of this equation. What we must understand is that at present, there's virtually no place in evangelicalism for any uncucked men. It's true. Whether he
I was saying that for years, man.
Were you?
That's why I was like, dude, the very last time, one of the last times I went to church, I've been to mass a few times with my Catholic friend, but I basically have not been to church in like 7 years. One of the last times I went, they got some woman, she was like one of the high school pastors, got up on stage and preached to everyone, and she's like pointing fingers at the men and like crying on stage and like a whole emotional thing. And I was sitting there kind of coming to my senses, and I was like, I don't need to sit here and take this abuse. Like, I don't know you, bitch. Like, I didn't do shit to deserve this. And I just got up and walked out of church. And now in retrospect, I'm like, wow, I would never sit in a church and listen to a woman preach to me. I would not. I mean, nowadays I know immediately that is incorrect.
Do you remember that? Do you remember you were like 14 and you're sitting there and some guy's like, hey, it's a purity conference. The girls are on the right, the men are on the left, which is the opposite politically. And then you're like, they're like, I know you guys are looking at internet porn. And you're like, actually, Cassandra over there. By the way, I'm 14 at the time. This is not pedophilic shit, okay? I'm 14 at the time, to clarify. When I was 14, I liked 14-year-old girls, and I thght they were hot. Now, I like adult women, particularly my wife. But we'll clarify.
True.
I'm 14 years old. You're seeing a hot 14-year-old, and you're like, and she's like there in like gray sweatpants when they fold them over the top, they're too long. They fold them so they're tighter on their ass, and they're sitting there like that, like wearing like a crop top, no bra, nipples out, and you're like 14. You're like, so I'm a bad guy.
Sex so bad.
I'm a guy. I'm not supposed to look at porn, but Stacy's in her underwear at 6 a.m. purity conference. I'm not thinking about porn. I'm actually trying to have sex with Cassandra. But like you go, and then I thought that stopped. I've been out of church for years. I went back to an evangelical church when I first got to Florida here. And
which one? Do you know?
I left because I wanted to stay married. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, we're near FAU here. And I was like, damn, are we in an Instagram selfie contest? It's selfie booths at the church.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, and girls are dressing away. Like I even asked at the Catholic mass I go to, I was like, hey, what's the dress code? Can I come in shorts? I just had a busy day. I was like, in Florida, you can.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's not like
most churches you can't. Florida, you can.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. It's very hot here.
It is.
But he's like, yeah, in Florida you can. Maybe not Northeast, but here you can. And I was like, what about girls? He's like, dude, the priests are trying to be celibate, but they're still men and they still have male desires. So like women should cover up. They're trying to stay celibate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, fair enough. There's no pressure on women in the Republican political side to leave and to shut up. There's no pressure on women in the church side to shut up and to cover up. There's no pressure on women anywhere in any conservative circle. It's just like, hey, there are the church ladies, which are the women who push the feminism and the men who tolerate and allow it.
I literally wrote an entire chapter in my book that I forgot to bring out called The Church Effeminate. What you're saying, we've feminized the church by letting the women come in and take charge.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to. The church was an institution ordained by God for literally the expansion of the gospel all over the world, and men were tasked with that. It's not like God was going, well, women, you just can't do it. But he's like, I created you for something else. You're not supposed to do it. And inadvertently, yes, that means you can't do it. That's how it works. That's why churches that are run by female pastors are terrible, because they're not churches anymore. It's just a glorified Bible study.
Yeah, it's a joke, and I take it beyond church. Like, there's almost no situation in which women should be speaking over men. Maybe they can teach the Bible study for the children, but the country's super cucked, and a lot of these Christians are just as cucked as everyone else. That Christianity has a feminism problem. I mean, so does Islam. I know Myron Gaines has talked about Islam has a feminism problem at this point too. We got these women not wanting to wear burqas anymore. And gonna have to put them back in burqas before they do OnlyFans, you know?
Inshallah.
We have to protect them from themselves.
They're going to do OnlyFans regardless. Was it Mia Khalifa was like the first Muslim porn
I can't believe
chick?
you don't drink. You're sound the most drunk on every episode. I swear to God, I love
Me?
I like drinking out of a water. Was that water?
Yeah, this is water.
No, I'm totally joking. No, but
Straight
but I
vodka.
will. It is vodka, actually. No, but jokes aside, you're actually the most sober person ever on any episode. But at the same time, at the same time, but jokes aside, is like, dude, I agree with you, because I want to get back to this Matt stuff for a second, because it's very important. Before we talk about that, I want to remind you guys something very, very interesting. Do not forget, in the midst of this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm thrilled to announce my enthusiastic endorsement of something that isn't getting you drunk, but it's going to wake you up every morning. It's called, at the heart of America, Blackout Coffee. It's a family-owned business. It began 7 years ago as a humble garage company. They've earned over 32,000 five-star reviews. Like Mark Driscoll, I'm like him, where he says, I'm only 1 and 5-star reviews. That's a good quote, right? You ever heard of me? I only
That's a
get 1 and
great
5-star reviews. He always says that.
Mark Driscoll says that?
Yeah, he's like, I only get 1 and 5 stars. I don't get anything else.
He hates
Yeah.
Catholics, but that is a based quote.
Who cares?
It's true.
He's cool. I like him.
It's true.
I like him. Do you know that one time Mark Driscoll, they like tried to like, they like, I forget the exact story, but like to try to like ruin his life, they had a porn bus do like a gangbang in a bus they were filming, like try to like drive past his family or his church or something to like encapsulate them. They're crazy people.
Was this his first church in like Seattle? Because he had a big church there, and the women tried to overthrow
Everyone's
him.
been against Mark Driscoll. I'm on Team Mark Driscoll. Anyways,
true.
I'm on Team Mark Driscoll. I don't care if he's off on the Jews and
There's a
and
few
Catholics.
things I can't fully get on board with about him, but at least it seems like
He's a fighter. He's a man. He's a man.
At least
He's-
he
he's a
seems to
man.
be pro men.
See, I give him
He's
that.
a man. He
He
saved
seems
my
to
life.
be
He
awake
saved my
on
life.
the-
He saved my life.
He seems to be awake on the woman question, Mark
Oh, he
Driscoll.
saved my
I would
life.
say.
But that's why, you know what saved my life second time? I was dying in Vietnam and I had blackout coffee. And it saved I drank it and it stopped the bleeding in my arms. This will uncircumcise you. Your foreskin will grow back.
What happens
I
if you already
cannot-
have foreskin?
Well,
Then what?
Then that would not.
Do you know someone with foreskin?
It's one hoodie that she can't steal, right? That's what you got to think.
I don't know anyone with our complexion that's already just not.
Bro, no one has their foreskin, man. We all
one
got
does.
robbed out of the womb, bro.
No comments.
Hey, I'm
got
against. I'm
foreskin?
against that. You don't have foreskin. There's no way.
This
You
nigga's
do?
uncircumcised.
There's no
Yo.
way. You have
Chat,
foreskin.
clip that. Somebody clip that.
You have foreskin.
This nigga has foreskin.
There's no. You have.
Do you really? Are you making this up?
Oh, my parents loved me, and they weren't psyoped.
Foreskin gang, we up.
Blackout coffee.
That's awesome.
Blackout
That's
coffee. 20% off. Will regrow your foreskin. He didn't have it 2 weeks ago. Now he has it back.
It's true, but he gave me the black bag, which means mine's going to commit more crime.
That's the light roast, dog.
Oh.
That's the deception between the crime stats.
Yeah, okay,
the dark
okay, I
roast
see
is
it.
white.
I see it now.
And
I
the
just
light
saw
roast
black
is
from the
dark.
back, and I assumed bat. You know what I mean? I was like, this,
Yeah.
this one's
Yeah.
going to rob me.
Yeah, well, anyway, we're not getting that sponsor to stick around.
Just
We just lost that sponsor.
next time when you talk about our coffee, can you not bring up circumcision or foreskin, please? Can you not tie
I
our
think-
brand to?
I think I'm the only person that medically believes in circumcision, but also I don't think that the modern ways they do it is right. I think it's wrong the way they do it. They use a ring method where it naturally falls off by restricting blood flow. I don't think the way that Jews do it I think it's bad. I think for in terms of like cleanliness and not the reason why
I remember this controversy a while
yeah,
ago.
because the reason why
you
white
know
people don't spread, the reason why, dude, STDs are not a white problem. So white people don't have STDs because we're circumcised. It's not a joke. Look at the numbers. It's black people are not just crime stats. It's also STDs. And Hispanics are mixed circumcised, depending if they're Catholic or not. So they actually have problems with like, they're a little bit less. But circumcision, the best factor that you can find medically, and everyone knows I have a medical background, is directly related to circumcision. And I'm not promoting promiscuity by any means or saying you should, but men will fuck. That's just true. That's going to happen. And the thing is, it's like, I'm not about the diaper thing and like, yes, dicks can fall off from like lack of hygiene, like Brazil or something in like the favelas. But like when you're like in the West, there's not a good excuse. However, if you got a Chad guy, maybe Gen Z will disagree with this, but I'm like this. Look at the rates of STDs. That's because men are circumcised. I promise you, and I promise you, and I promise you, the only reason why white men have STDs, if you take gay men out of the equation, if you
White
remove
people wouldn't
Braden
have
out,
any
we just
STDs.
don't even have them.
Yeah,
because we're
Well, what about the
circumcised.
white women who sleep with black guys and then white guys?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The
That's
only- the
only
only
way.
white women-
They end up in a gutter
No.
somewhere anyways, and then they're not back.
Yeah, that's when you have those creams that cover the black eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Black eyes, they say.
That's true.
Am I wrong?
No, you're paying Nicole.
But I was gonna say, no, it's not a joke. When you take, it's kind of like the crime stats. When you take girls who play in the mud out of the equation, and you take guys who play out of the mud pit out of the equation, you end up with a almost non-grata, non-sequitur, statistically insignificant amount of STDs that exist in the white community because of circumcision. And that's the only main thing that I think. And I also believe there's a few other reasons why too, but people will disagree with me forever. I think that I actually support the non-circumcision community because they do it out of their hatred for a certain religion, and I think it's fine. However, I think it's where it's like people just don't get that, like the way they do it with the sucking of the blood and the knives and stuff that's all stupid.
Pretty
you
sure
don't
it's
need
banned
that.
in Florida to talk about. The practice isn't banned, but you can't actually say the name of what it is.
Yeah.
DeSantis was pushed by Ben
I
Shapiro.
lost a girlfriend once for being in support of that, and one time I got a girlfriend, and then I found out she was half Jewish, so I broke up with her.
Jeez. Yeah.
But only half the time.
You gotta.
I'm joking. That never happened.
There's some hot Jewish girls out there.
Let's not talk about that. Is that true?
There's some. Yeah, there's some. I lost my virginity to a Jewish girl when I was 23, but we don't have to talk about. We don't have to talk about that. Let's go back to talking about
Hey,
forced
hey, listen, they call me Elijah for a reason.
Let's go back to Matt.
It's the subversion.
Yeah.
All right. The subversion is subverting. No, but that's a very unpopular opinion I have that people don't agree with. But I feel like working in epidemiology for a while, I've found that I've never seen in any case study serious infections, passing of infections on circumcised individuals. And I feel like whites have superiorly pushed STDs out of their system when they traditionally had big problems with syphilis, gonorrhea. We pushed it out through
That's what got Al
circumcision.
Capone.
Well, I'm saying we pushed it out, and I just agree that can a ninja enjoy a hot blonde without dying at 23? You know what I'm saying? Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we do that?
I personally,
do that?
I think it'd be cool if I had my foreskin right now, but there's nothing I can do.
With it?
You can't.
I just.
Would you put a Zin inside?
No.
Would
Have you
stick
seen that
Zins?
guy on Instagram that does that?
I don't watch that kind of stuff. You do?
My page is pretty. I built this algorithm brick by brick. There's an Indian
Were you
dude
bricked
in the
while
middle.
you built it?
How else are you supposed to build? What? There's a guy in India in like with a BlackBerry camera, and he films himself like going like this, and then he just stands there until he basically passes out, and that's the video. And I send it to my brother and my friends every time.
When does he get hit by a train?
He stays inside, so for now he's safe. But we know that they are their natural predators.
You gotta send that video to me. But I don't know. I think you have more protection around your area if you have your foreskin. I feel like the only thing is more protected. It's like a coat over your.
I think it's a modern incel, like weird reactionary shit that is just people like. There's just people like.
But God, we're born that way, though.
True.
We're born that way. God intended us to have that. So why are we cutting it off? And then a rabbi sucks it.
We should demand foreskin reparations.
Yeah, I want my foreskin back. Some rabbi doctor owes me money. How about that? That's what I want.
We're not born with TRT, but I advise it. But here's the deal. It's true. So, it's like, come on, what's your problem here? No, we're born with a lot. Yeah, we're born into sin. We're born with propensity towards murdering each other. It's like, we're born with a lot of things. However, I will say this about cleanliness. That is true. But it's also like, yeah, with modern hygiene, there's not as much of an excuse for it in terms of like, if you're very hygienic.
Yeah.
And there is, look up the amount of young boys who have to have their penises amputated every year in the world from not being circumcised. It's alarming. But also.
It's a big hygiene thing for sure.
Very big, but it's not very big in Western countries. However, people know that my name was Schaeferstein as I was born with that name, actually. That's a very born. It's never going to be popular, never going to convince anyone. And, the people that hate me are going to use this to continue to hate me. So congratulations. I don't give a fuck. I just dealt with payroll for 2 days and contracts in my company, so you guys can all die. Anyways, that being said,
Matt Walsh.
Yeah, let's. We don't
Matt
have to
Matt
talk about
Walsh.
this
Now
anymore.
500 people are learning about
well,
foreskin.
we're talking about
Yeah.
Jewish stuff, So Matt Walsh came in with a unification strategy over these text messages. Matt Walsh said, the right doesn't stick together. That's our biggest problem by far. We've removed the foreskin from our movement, right? Conservatives are quick to denounce each other, jump on dog piles, disavow, attack their allies. I said a few weeks ago that we all need to band together in the wake of Charlie's death, and the answer I got back from a lot of people on the right was basically no. Well, okay then, guys. We'll just lose instead. The left will keep up the united front and defend their guys no matter what until we keep throwing each other to the wolves at every opportunity. Great plan. Okay, so this is what Ben was mad about. And now, I've been saying something like this for years. And I actually said this on a show with him on another show. I've actually been telling these guys this stuff forever. Of like, they've been telling me Nick Fuentes was bad for a long time. These guys have always said this to me. Bad for the movement, in person, bad for this, bad for that. I've been saying, why? Like, everyone got mad at me because I was the first person on the right, the mainstream, to interview the guy after he got canceled. And, like, what does that mean? It's like, now he's on Tucker. It's like, so I didn't care. I've always been about the movement, not about even then it was kind of adversarial, but like, I didn't know about him. I had my script written for me. The network wrote it for me. They told me what I had to say to interview him. It was like, you can interview him on these terms, right? You have to say these disclaimers. Like,
Yeah, that's gay.
It is gay, but it's gay now. But it's kind of like, gay in the 80s was two men holding hands. And now that's straight in 2025.
Yeah.
Like, things have gotten really gay. You know what I mean? Like,
Gay now is like super AIDS running around
peeing in men's mouths at Bergheim.
Yeah.
You saw that clip on TikTok?
I did see that. Yeah.
I have no idea
The
what
gay
you guys
parade.
are referencing. Holy
There was like
crap.
a whole gay parade and dudes walking around naked in front of children, and then like guys handing out in a little kiddie pool, giving blowjobs and having grown men piss on them, like in public in front of everybody. And like the reporter Taylor Hansen was there.
Yeah, he does all of that stuff.
Yeah, he was just filming. Just literal gay sex happening in broad daylight.
Where was this?
I feel like you know what's funny is I feel like this is why it's useless. Like back in 2018, I filmed a couple gay parades to when we were going to expose the woke thing, and I exposed a guy rubbing his penis across a kid's shoulder walking past it in a Crown Royal bag, and I called the cops on him, and they said they couldn't do anything. It was San Francisco. You got to watch the old content. It's actually up. We should put it back up. It's crazy. It's blurred and stuff.
That's insane.
And like men with horse masks on, with cock rings on, with like 10-inch dicks, like wiggling them at kids and stuff. This has been happening for a long time. A lot of people saw this stuff. I was nice enough to blur it all. And now people just put on X. What is that? It's like, hey, look at this giant cock in a kid's face. You're like, hey, probably shouldn't put that out and also blur that kid's face. Like, that's not good. You know? Like, what's up with the right being like, yo, check out this naked gay sex scene inside of a congressional building?
Yeah, I think it's good to show that, hey, this happened. This is a thing that happens, but maybe just blur it.
Yeah, you know what it is even when it's blurred. Like you don't have to see the high def photo.
You can for sure blur it. Like I understand what's going on. Just blur it. I would say just blur it. But I think it is good to know that that stuff's happening. That can radicalize someone. It's not hard to radicalize people with the footage we have available. I can show you like 4 videos and get you radicalized, you know? I just show you some black people doing their thing, and then, gay pride parade, trans pride stuff. There's like internet. It's so dark. You can find videos for days and days and days of just like gay men being naked in public, walking around. That happens like all the time. Or it's happened enough that there's hundreds of videos of that.
It's even crazier. I just got a shipment after talking about pro-circumcision stuff. Check this out. That's crazy. This just came in the mail. $7,000.
$7 grand?
Deposited. Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. No more, no less. $7 grand was just deposited for pushing circumcision on people.
I think circumcision could be really great. I think there's lots of benefits. And there we go. Okay. Maybe add a sound effect.
We don't have a cash sound effect. And now there's money all
Are we
over
going to
the
talk
floor.
some shit about Matt Walsh?
no.
Is that going to
okay,
happen?
well, I want to ask you that. So Matt is saying what I've been saying for a long time is like, you know, we got they love they take their weird gays and they give them parades, right? And we take our people and we push them to the back.
We cuck them right on camera.
Are we learning? Are we learning?
We have Xavier Rousseau.
Xavier Rousseau Day?
Xavier Rousseau Day. That's big.
I'm going to bring that up right
Rousseau
now.
today.
So we're going to totally destroy the left because now we have Xavier Rousseau Day.
Well, I had to bring this up. This is so good.
He's one of the greatest defenders Israel has at the moment.
It's true.
You musty anti-Semites. Did you see that video of him like drinking coffee? You musty
Which one?
incel.
All of them.
Yeah. He's like drinking coffee and he said, "You musty anti-Semites all live in your mom's basement.
By the
Now
way,
walk with me." And he does a gay walk.
Hollandale Beach is like probably 20 minutes from here.
20 minutes from here. See this? This was a.
Yeah.
They gave. Told you. Look,
Wow.
they gave him a. So here's Xavier. We love Xavier. We don't speak any crimes, and we love Xavier.
No, I think he's great.
He's the best. He's the best thing that the Israeli lobby has in America. We're really happy that this is what's going on.
Yeah.
Very, very happy. You know, he said under Max Blumenthal, he said that I was a musty ass podcaster who cheated on a pregnant wife and escaped to another country to like avoid accountability. And I go, paste? No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
I was like, where do these narratives come from? It's like, hey, Hey, that's pretty. That's a very interesting.
Very creative.
Very creative.
I just want to know what's the obsession with body odor and like gay black guys? Like, why
Yeah,
is
Because they
that?
smell musty.
Yeah.
They'll be
I've
they'll be
heard
dry
him.
meat.
He uses the word musty
All the
all the
time.
time.
They'll use
his
like they'll
go-to.
do
That's
like
his
the like
go-to
chafing
word.
knees, like non-shea butter ass, like crinkly joints. You're like, dude, this is stuff we don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
this is not a
black
me
people
problem.
We
stuff.
shower. The difference
Yeah.
is we shower.
Musty, like
We
my.
shower.
Yeah, I have air conditioning in my house, and I shower. I do, it's my house is clean, man. There's nothing musty going on in my house. So,
Oh.
but Matt,
What do you think about that? What do you think about gay black men being the front end of the right-wing conversation?
It's kind of. I don't know. It's gay. It's sad. It's like they get him. So hey, I'm not racist or homophobic. Look at this gay black man. He's my best friend. He's on my team. He loves Israel. So it's kind of the thing to fight back against the racism accusations. But in 2025, does anyone care about being called racist anymore? So someone like Xavier Rousseau. He's supposed to fight wokeness, but actually he has a job. Like, he is a DEI hire. He's there to be a gay black man that we can point to and say, I'm not a racist or homophobic. Look at him. So he's kind of I don't know. He's like the what DEI leads to is you got to hire someone like that to escape the allegations. But yeah, I don't give a shit about. Oh, and then that's the other one.
Oh, yes.
Also a gay black man. They do this. We
need to bring him
That's
back.
what you got to do. I don't know who I like less or like more, that one or Xavier. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a job. He's just working.
Let me ask you about something else. So, Officer Talmud, bring this up. Officer Talmud retweeted Max Blumenthal. So, my life is watching a black guy argue with a liberal Jew my entire life. I'm so disappointed in myself.
Monday through Friday.
Dumbest guy on the internet, Max Blumenthal said Palestinians are emerging from Israeli torture dungeons with missing limbs, one blinded, and some with harrowing testimonies of rape at the hands of Israel torturers. And he said, dumbest guy on the internet, which I said, you don't remember the grape video and the Israelis fighting to free the perp? NBC News reported in 2024, U.S. decries reported sexual abuse of Palestinian prisoners after graphic video aired on Israeli TV.
Mind you, they protested to allow this to continue to happen.
Yeah, what do you think?
This was a thing that actually took place.
What do you think about black men in the right wing who are used to defend Israel?
I don't know, just goy slop. That's just more goy slop. Officer Talmud is what we call him. Like, you have why are you even talking about Israel, dude? I mean, because that's his job, I guess, that's what he's
But
there to
why
do.
are black people? Let me ask you this. So, you and I can have a conversation, right?
Yes.
We think the same things. You have nothing to live for because you're a white man who's been disenfranchised, pushed into the corners of the internet, and the last thing you can do is just let people know that we're all trying to say the N-word, and you've done a good job at that. Thank you.
Yeah, I do it for the boys.
Yeah, it was the best N-word I've ever heard in my life.
Thanks.
And of
The
course,
edits from it were fantastic.
talk about
Thank you.
nincompoop.
Jeez.
Of course, is the word nincompoop. It was really good. No, but when you sit here as a white man, now Officer Talmud is making millions. I know how much money is million. Do you know how much money? Okay, I can't say this.
I would like to know how much money because my content's better than him, and I'm cooler than him.
Millions.
And he makes way more money than me.
He's making millions.
I was going to say, I'm
buddy.
not making
You
anything.
should see his house. I think it's in Arizona. Millions.
And he's
I'm not
got a white,
doxing
he
him.
probably
Hey,
has
hey.
a white wife, huh?
Yes. But don't tell me I'm doxing you. I gave a state where you live.
No.
Like
You can literally look him up
Turning
online.
Point, yeah, it's online. Turning Point is in Arizona. They always say this to me. You dox me. It's like, be like, Elijah's in Florida now. It's like, dude, that's not doxing someone, you know?
You announcing
So-
the state that you're in.
Yes, I'm in Florida. I'm in Boca Raton. I'm literally, there's only a few places you can find me. I carry a gun. I'll shoot you in the fucking head.
Good.
We have stand your ground laws.
If you threaten me with a weapon, it's key.
Yes.
But I will say, long story short, what do you think about these? What would you call them? Like whites or Shabbos Goy?
Yeah.
What do you call these black guys who do the biddings of Jewish people and other slaves? What do you think about that?
It's probably kind of hard to find them. Like, to find a black person that would be good at doing that. That's actually like a lot harder to find than finding a white person that could defend Jews. But yeah, I don't know. They're also Shabbos Goy, black Shabbos Goy. I mean, black people hating on white people and black people being racist towards whites and wanting reparations and whatnot. That's just you're just a fucking bioweapon. And like, you're getting used by the Jewish people to do this. Black people are going to get replaced as well, okay? As this country gets worse for white people, it will also get worse for black people. I think black people should stop falling for the Jewish propaganda and support white people. If I was black in this country, I'd want to see a white Christian man rise to power.
Your arm was going up. What was that little dolphin?
Oh, no,
dolphin
just,
whoop. Dolphin swoop.
Like a stock market. It's just going up.
It's like
Yeah.
dolphin swoop.
I was just saying rise to power like it's just a graph.
It's a graph.
I was doing a graph like
In real
You're
life.
doing a
Wait, so what do you
graph.
think about the black
Like this.
Israelites then?
Wait. Are you telling me right now? Are you telling me right now you're reading this? You're reading Michael Hennessy's chart right here of U.S. Venezuela military engagement on Polymarket.
Oh, that's what he's reading.
Oh, look at that. Uncensored AI. What is that? What is that?
I'm getting a
They're sponsoring this. Sarah is speaking at University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Check that out. Sponsored by Uncensored AI, uncensored.ai, the best AI for people who want to know the truth about the Holocaust and don't want $7,000 deposited into their account. Uncensored.ai, you can check it out right now on the website. They've been banned from X. You can look at the sign there. Follow Sarah C. Stock or Sarah Stock on Instagram to watch her speak live on our speaking tour, live memorial of Charlie Kirk. Before we go any further, I want to remind you guys something very important. National security today extends beyond military power to include vital resources like copper, crucial for U.S. infrastructure, renewable energy, and cutting-edge technology. The U.S. relies heavily on imported copper, but with prices hitting 16-month peaks, global supply chain disruptions, and the possible shutdown of a major Indonesian mine, securing domestic production has become a national security imperative. District Copper Corp is stepping up to meet this need. Listed on the U.S. Stock Exchange as ticker CAXPF and the Toronto Stock Exchange as ticker DCOP, you can be like my boy here. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Don't need to get $7,000. Check that out. Look at that fan. Get that dollar up.
per
Skirt.
post, baby.
Skirt. The company leverages its projects in resource-abundant areas to bolster U.S. supply chains and reduce dependence on foreign metals. Copper powers everything from electrical grids to electronics and the defense systems, in underscoring the importance of a reliable domestic supply. Check it out right now. It is well positioned to help secure America's future. Check it out today at districtcoppercorp.com, districtcopper.com. Check the link in the description. A big thank you to District Copper Corp for sponsoring this video. Now back to the video. All right. I wanted to switch the conversation to women.
Let's go.
Nice. Yeah. We're going to talk some shit right now.
No, we're going to talk about how much we love them, how amazing they are, and perfect,
I
and
think
never
they're
to
hot.
be faulted.
I can talk about how hot they are.
Why?
I think women are hot, dude. I think men are the we do the work, we work, and then
we go.
women are hot.
Here we go. Today, we are talking about, we don't have to play that. We're talking about women.
Nice.
They have tits, they have butts, and those things that we make babies in that we can't say on YouTube. All right.
Oh, you can't say that on YouTube?
No, we could say vaginas. It didn't hit.
Oh, that makes sense.
You
got
might
the
hit
rhyming.
it, but they don't hit. No, so a post came out. I wonder about women. It's very interesting. So this very nice woman named Ryuska. Look at her face. She's very cute. She's very nice. I say this respectfully, right?
I can already tell she's a
This is-
slut.
yeah,
I can
this-
already see it.
Her dad is not in her life. Her dad is not in her life.
No way.
No girl with self-respect takes a photo like that.
But I respect it.
She,
joking, I'm joking.
she's
She said this, right? She says, I'm a paleontologist. It's going viral, by the way. I'm gonna read that right there.
Paleontologist with a PhD, come talk to Dino Mommy. Oh, okay.
It's gone
We know what the
it's
photo's
gone
gonna be.
viral with a 15.8 million views. Okay, this is the picture in mind here. Dino Mommy. What's crazy to me about this is she's wearing a bra, and there's still, we'll save you guys the gooners here. We'll save the problems here. No, we'll save that. There you go.
I don't like the tattoos. She could be, and like, what a waste of fucking time. This could have been somebody's wife. She could be having white, beautiful white babies.
So we're gonna talk
And
about.
instead, she's a dino mommy.
She's throwing it away.
Great.
Yep.
Just wasting all of her eggs, doing not just something worthless, but something worse than worthless. This isn't good for anybody. Doing pornography, that's not good for anybody.
Well, she says that she's into discovering and dusting off bones. So that's interesting. But Dino Mommy says that she can take a long neck. But I think what's interesting is so I have a lot of jokes here, but I can keep going.
You seem prepared.
I can keep joking, right? Anyways, it always looks big in the hands of a small arm T-Rex,
T-Rex?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Anyways, but we'll just keep going. We keep going. We won't.
That's
But,
why the gay guys go to San Francisco to the children's parades. That makes sense.
Dude, that's crazy. All right. I actually want to bring something on discussion on women. I want to get your opinion on this. This woman has a PhD, but yet she relies on her PhDs instead to get attention. To the gooners, as I quote the patron saint Sarah Stock said, gooning is not a human right.
Based.
yeah, I like
I don't know
that.
if I agree with that. But
Well,
okay.
if I'm gonna do it in my dreams, who's gonna stop me? You're gonna come check me through.
That's true. When you don't goon, you have dreams.
If you
And those
do, yeah, if
dreams
you-
are not like what's his name? Martin Luther King Jr.
They're not his dreams.
They're not his dreams.
No.
Your dreams are very different.
It's true.
Yeah,
but
if
that's
you're-
not a sin.
I choose to believe it's not a sin. Lord
'cause
have
you're
mercy on my
unintentional.
soul. But if I'm just dreaming and there's like some naked women in my dreams, like that's a dream, dude.
It's
That
good
just
thing you're
happened.
women. I'm glad you clarified.
No naked women only in my dreams. No naked dudes in my dreams.
You're not naked. so you're
Besides
clothed?
you?
Maybe I do, but I don't like see that because I'm in it. I'm in the dream. I'm in the
All right, we have a
avatar.
discussion on women, though. I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
So I brought this up. This is not goon section. This is like truth. It was funny because it's like, hey, I have a PhD, and as if any guy cared about that.
Yeah.
As if any guy cared about the fact that you're an influencer and you're selling, clothing. Why didn't every get wet?
More
ready
than
with
not
me?
care, it's a bad thing. If I
Yeah.
meet a girl and I like her and then I find out she's an influencer, it's like, it's over.
Influencer.
Influencer.
I've dated some and been around some, and I'm not there. But I will say, not everyone thinks that way. But we'll leave it to them.
An
We'll leave
influencer
it to them.
been with a black guy. There's a lot of
Been
things
with a
that
black
can
guy's
ruin
worse
it.
for sure.
That's
Yeah.
significant.
You can
That'd be
save
worse.
an influencer. You can't.
Yeah, she's been with a black guy. That's like, what
Well,
do
there's
we
no
even
going
do
back.
with
They
those?
literally had a
Honestly,
study.
this girl's not been. She doesn't look like a black guy I've been with. Because they usually have like more of a plasticky face. When she gets more filler, she's been with one. The amount of filler in a woman's face is correlation to how many black men that have been inside of her.
Or if they just have weird fuzzy sweatpants, like those. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I believe you.
The ghetto sweatpants. You guys
I
don't know what I'm
I
talking
like
about?
sweatpants.
Yeah, but no.
Ghettos.
But there's like a specific type of like hot pink.
Oh, the ones that say pink on them.
Yeah. Those like the
That is ghetto.
Those are
That's
super
black.
ghetto.
That's black girl thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You got
That's
it.
true. That is ghetto. I know what he's talking about.
Well, I want to ask you about women. I want to talk to you about your opinions on women. I think it's kind of interesting.
I can talk about that.
So she has a PhD, and she's. We can bring her back up on the
What
screen
if she's
here. Let me see
AI?
her.
What if she's not
No,
actually real? and someone's
she's
using
real.
it to
She's real. We'll
gain-
cut off the nipples right there so that we will just keep it very, very PG.
Thank you.
But she has a page which you could click on it. Nope, it's not AI, and you will see more. You will see something that will get your paleontology degree going because those fossils will be deboned. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So don't go to that page. However, I will say, it's going viral, and a lot of people pointed out that women, no matter what, with their education, have to use their sexuality to try to get attention.
yeah.
You know, where men
Yeah.
use humor and life and whatever, and when men should be fit, we're expected to be fit. Women are not hot, but if they are hot, then they use that to manipulate men and to give them attention and money. And that's basically it. As a man, you have to have some other reason than being hot, usually, to get ahead. And if you only use being hot to get ahead, you're usually gay.
Yeah. It's just like the whole thing's a joke. Like women should not have the option to do anything but. You can like be a wife and a mother, or you can be a nun. Or like a
That would solve a lot of problems.
or maybe a nurse, but like that's it as far as women working go. She's a paleontologist, great. Like if we need a paleontologist, we can get some man to be a paleontologist and he'll do a better job. Like,
Who's
there's
also not trying to promote, porn.
Yeah, and he's not going to turn it into an OnlyFans thing. He's just going to do the job. Like, women in the workforce is a joke. They should be focused on, they should be married young and having families. Like, this is all such a waste of time. It's all so worthless. A man could have done this. And then if women weren't flooding the workforce, there would be more jobs and jobs would pay more. Like, everything has been ruined by women going to work, and they don't even like the work in the first place.
I'm going to back you up on that. Watch this video here. So women were asked questions, basic questions, basic knowledge, like martini bar. I think they call them like martini facts or something like that. What's it called? Cocktail party facts, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, so they used to call them.
Oh, okay.
Before Gen Z stopped drinking. True statement.
It's very true.
Yeah, they're on the internet instead, which isn't any better. They're like, we don't drink. Yeah, you're on TikTok. It's not better, okay?
Valid.
I'd rather drink and make mistakes than
people
send
are
dick
bummed
pics
we
sober,
didn't talk about.
okay?
People
What?
are bummed we moved on from Matt Walsh to.
We'll go back.
All right, we'll go back to Matt Walsh.
Don't worry, guys. We
I read
see
the
it.
chat. I
I
love
did too.
Don't worry, chat. Okay, sorry. Let's continue.
We have to keep the show going.
Sorry
by
for the
way.
interruption. What are we talking about right now? We can talk some more shit on
Martini
women.
Yeah, here we go.
Parties.
Here we go. So they were asked basic questions. Women are given a 10-second advance start to the men to answer the questions on basic knowledge. Watch this.
Oh,
Second head start. What U.S. founding father was a scientist who captured lightning? Go ahead.
Go ahead. What is that? I'm going to ask you guys first.
Benjamin Franklin.
Okay.
Benjamin Franklin.
Captured lightning. U.S. founding father.
There's two of them too.
Isaac Newton? I'm just going to guess.
Any other?
A founding father of
Isaac
America.
Benjamin Franklin.
The non who's
What
coming
do you
in.
call the study of living organisms? Go ahead.
Study
Biology.
of living organisms.
Biology. Name
Like
three
the human-
countries.
Wait. Science?
Isaac.
Biology.
They don't even have an
Biology.
answer. They don't even guess
Yeah,
it.
I didn't take that in college.
All right, girls. What U.S. city has Broadway?
Broadway's New York,
New
right?
York.
Yeah.
No.
Nashville. Tennessee. New York City.
Nashville
York
has Broadway
City.
Street.
Wait, this
Broadway Street is in
It's
Nashville.
true.
Broadway in
See, she said it too.
Wow. Well, you may have just outsmarted me. Honky Tonk Highway. Broadway in Nashville is also known as Honky Tonk Highway. Good job. 12 is what percent?
Actually,
of-
Mendoza is on there too. Mendoza and I went to Honky Tonk Highway, and we may or may not have had. I don't drink whiskey at all, and we may have had some whiskey there. And like, you have to have whiskey. You become a cowboy there overnight. Yeah, you
Well,
do.
Yeah, I do whiskey too, normally too. But yeah, we were in the was it Kid Rocks?
Kid Rock's
Bar?
old
Yeah.
one before you went to the
Rocks
new
too.
one.
I was in the new one. I got to speak to a group of YRs there. That was fun.
YRs?
Well,
Is that-
YRs.
Well, we got too drunk and then ended up hanging out with a bunch of YNs. So
There you
very,
go.
very
we
different night.
literally. And whenever, what's up with white guys getting too drunk and then end up wanting to like flash gang signs with black people? Because that's like a real thing. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not. It's like. It's more like it's like getting to danger. You know, like people like have guns and stuff. It's like let's see how close we can get with these people without dying. Like that's a real. It's not a joke. You get drunk and like how close can I get to death?
Yeah, I just autistically have almost got myself killed several times because I'm drunk at a party and I'm saying something and I offend someone without even trying. And then
Yeah, like you said, call like, what's up with the N word? I've done that before many times, and it turns out blacks don't like to be called that by whites. I didn't know, and I forget every time.
I had some guy's whore girlfriend tell me, "Oh, I could beat you in a fight," and I was like, "I don't care that you're taller than me. Like, you could not beat me in a fight. I would absolutely
There he
kick your
is.
ass." Dom Luker, I got a picture with him too.
Oh, that was Dom? I don't want to tell you who I thought that was.
Did you see the wig nuts, dude?
The what?
The wig nuts. Wait, I had to bring this up. Hold on. This is some funny ass shit. Hold up. Sorry. I've had a day, guys. We're allowed to have a day here.
You know, I've had on several occasions I've had people want to kill me or kick my ass because I just offended them, and I wasn't even trying to. Is what's crazy. It was on accident.
Do you see this though? The Wignats put this up. Race is a construct, and it was like Wignats are the problem, and then it's like the Tates sex traffickers, Fuentes Mexican,
The Tates were
Mahmoud Al-Fari.
that case was thrown out. The Tates are not sex traffickers.
No,
God
and-
bless the Tate brothers.
And Fuentes is like partially Mexican, but like also like Myron's based as fuck. I love Myron.
Yeah, Myron
Like,
knows what's up.
Everyone says his name that was like Arab. It's like, dude, he was in the HSI. Stop. You also have Sneeko, which we made up. You have a Lucas Cage, 80 IQ Italian. So I told you, like, whites don't view Italians as actual whites. It's a real statement. I don't really either, but
they're white enough,
on it.
dude.
They're white
I'll
enough
take
in the modern world.
Italian neighbors over black
No,
neighbors.
but yes, obviously. But they still have a little bit of that minority Klansman mentality of like, they're like too insular, where they're like, to this day, my Italian friends won't marry a non-Italian. And then you have Korean guy.
That's base. Why don't
who's
white
the
people
gay
do
guy?
that?
Who's,
I'm cool.
that's Kanye. Who's the guy in the green hat?
That's a Tenrio. He's like one of the main AF people. He's super cool with Nick.
And then they put me there with a black person because
I thought that was a girl.
they put me with a black person. Like, this guy has taken a picture with blacks. It's like, yes, I have. Look, do you know? Look, I'm gonna be honest. If you ever grow up in the West Coast or East Coast and you don't know black people, you didn't grow up in the West Coast or East Coast. However, if you didn't, you're based. But if you did, you probably just grew up in a normal city. Like, but unless you're in like Chicago, I could believe you grew up in like Wisconsin or like Oklahoma, not know any blacks. I could agree with that. But like, if you live in LA, if you live in like
people in California don't know about blacks.
They don't.
They do not
in
fucking
San Diego.
know.
Only
No.
LA. I'm from LA, and blacks ruined my life forever, and I am angry at them, and I need to make peace with God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Take out the crucifix, go off the cross, kiss it, and say, God, Holy Almighty.
I mean,
have
Lord,
mercy on
Lord
us,
have
sinner.
mercy on
Lord have
all
mercy.
on all of our souls. But
Yeah.
black people are out of control, and they hate white people, and it's not
They
cool.
hate us. I grew up. Dude, they were so mean to me.
Yeah.
They grabbed my brother did call him a cotton picker, so they did beat him up after that. But at the same time,
So
you
a
know,
word threw them into a fit of rage. To beat them up?
always,
Not hard.
always. And I remember I told you when I dressed up as the ghost of I'm gonna ask you this: what do you think about this? In Los Angeles, I dressed up as the ghost of Christmas past who liked to party. So I had the ghost costume, but a party hat underneath.
Okay.
Could ghosts not party?
I think ghosts can party. Why wouldn't ghosts be allowed to party?
Wait, what's the question?
Well, I put it
had a-
on and I cut some holes for eyes. And I
Oh,
had,
people thought you were a Klansman?
what? They didn't
Oh,
like
is that
they didn't
what
like
it
the
was?
undead partying. But then I had to make friends with black people in school after that because they were trying to kill me. It's a public school, by the way.
Oh.
And so then I ended up making friends with this fat black Nigerian woman and pretend to be friends. Then this is really bad. So I'd hang out with her all the time because I'd be with a black girl all the time at lunch and breaks in order to, like, no one wants to hang out with a fat black woman. They don't want to hang out.
No.
Not even
Bottom
black
of the
guys.
barrel.
So for my
I don't even want to look
Dude.
at them.
Dude, I'm not joking. For like my year in high school, I had to hang out with a fat black woman for like 6 months at lunch and break exclusively to avoid being killed by black people. I have experienced the bottom of the barrel. Would you ever hang out with a black woman to save your life? Yes or no?
In that scenario, what high school was this? This was a high school in LA?
Correct.
And you were one of the only white kids there? Or
It was like 30%.
30% white?
Yeah, back in
That's
like
really low.
2007.
When it's
Yeah.
less,
It's less now.
If it's less than 70% white, it starts to get bad, and then
Oh,
the
so
white
a kid was stabbed in the neck the first day.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
had
dude.
several
A
police
ring is a
officers.
I'm
literally.
homeschooling
We had
my
metal
kids.
detectors.
Oh yeah, my kids are getting homeschooled.
Yeah, there's no way.
They
There's
won't
metal
have to hang
detectors at
out.
all the high schools there, by the way.
Yeah. Fuck that. I'm just not sending my kids. That's just, don't even send your kids. Sending your white children to public school is like child abuse. I think sending any colored kid to public school is child abuse. They're going to learn how to be gay or learn that they might be a woman or something. But if you're white and you're sending your kid to a school with a ton of black people, like they could get stabbed, they could get killed. Like, black people in this country hate white people, and you need to know that, or you could die. You could literally. I know it's a meme now, but being racist could save your life. It's super true. You have to be racist nowadays.
Oh, my girlfriend's dog barks exclusively at black people, and he's a big German Shepherd.
Based.
And she didn't even have to train him. That was just instinct.
He was barking at me when I walked in. It was crazy.
By the
Yo,
way,
what's up?
we have a lot
Part
of
black.
super chats on YouTube, and then like 2 or 3, like 3 on Rumble that I don't think we read.
All
yet.
right, a couple super chats midstream here. Orthodoxer 88. Let's go. Hayden, you were amazing on Bang Bus, and please run for governor.
Thank you. I don't know what Bang Bus is, but I will be running for governor one day.
He said fresh and fit.
Oh, fresh and fit. Oh. I thought you said Bang Bus.
No,
Or-
you're way too drunk for this.
I'm not drunk at all. You said Bang Bus. You said
What the heck?
You
Did I-
said,
I didn't-
Hayden, you were amazing on Bang Bus.
Did I say that?
I thought,
No.
unless I'm taking crazy pills, I thought he said I was on Bang Bus.
I said
wasn't
Fresh and
on
Fit.
Bang Bus. I was on Fresh and Fit. That's different than Bang Bus.
Yeah, I would never accuse you of that. It's very rude.
All right, thank you. It's just not true, but it's whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
anyways.
care.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. A Russian person said driving from Florida to New Yorkistan. I'm in South Carolina right now on the 95. I'm in South Carolina right now on the 95. Really appreciate you guys. Fuck the juice. Wow.
Amen. South Carolina's a cool place. Don't get a speeding ticket. Georgia's really bad with speeding tickets.
Yeah, they do everything else except fight the crime. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about give them some confetti, by the way. That was for the $20 there. Need some confetti. Boom.
Booyah.
You see that?
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's confetti of color. It brings the color into the white. We always have to launch that when we have only white cast, bring diversity through color.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I'd rather have confetti than a murder or a double homicide.
Yeah.
So we do through confetti.
Very good.
But you talked about this before. The states with the worst black crime give the most speeding tickets. Am I
Yes.
right? Talk about that.
Well, if you have black people, you need to have a lot of cops because that's how it goes. So there's not as many. I've never gotten a speeding ticket, never been pulled over ever on the West Coast. And I've spent probably 24, 25 years on the West Coast. All of my speeding tickets, I maybe have 3 or 4 now. I've gotten them all on the East Coast. In Georgia and South Carolina, there's cops everywhere. South Carolina and Georgia are police states, and they're not. This is what I always say. I know Nick Fuentes has talked about this. He calls it anarcho-tyranny, where we live in a police state and it's not even safe. There's plenty of crime. You're a cop, I can point you exactly which neighborhood you should go to arrest black people, all right? But cops are not doing that. Cops are not going after the crime. Cops don't want to do their real jobs. They're going to get the Derek Chauvin treatment, get put in prison, lose their job, get killed themselves. If cops do their real job, they're in trouble, right? So instead of doing the real job, they just give out speeding tickets to white people. Your neighborhood's not safe. The government's putting Section 8 housing right down the street from you. Property value is going to plummet. You can't raise your white children in this area anymore because you got Section 8 nigs down the street ready to stab a white person. All the while, if you drive 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, you're going to get a $500 speeding ticket. Thanks for keeping us safe, officer. Like, fuck cops. I am not cool. I am not even a little bit cool with cops. I have a gun. If I need to defend myself, I'll shoot somebody. And you know who would bust me for defending myself? A fucking cop. I'd rather not have them at all. I would genuinely rather not have any cops at all, be allowed to defend myself, and drive how I want to. Like, they've ruined driving, dude. You get a $500 speeding ticket, that ruins your week. And then you're like scared to drive your car anymore. Am I gonna get another fucking $500 ticket for doing fucking nothing? The cops are not fighting the crime. They don't want to fight the crime. They want to do easy shit like giving speeding tickets to white people. Speeding tickets are just an extra tax on white people. Black people aren't going to pay speeding tickets. It's only white people that are going to take this abuse.
Do you know what they say cops are today? Cops are the pharmaceutical industry of the criminal justice industry. They're treating the symptoms, not the causes, so that you can stay a repeat customer and you keep the system going.
It's actually
Well,
true.
and they're just doing bullshit.
made that up, but it's
Driving
true.
10 miles an hour over the speed limit, like that.
Rolling a stop. Dude, by the way, this is a new thing, and this is not a joke. Do you know that in most states, and they do state law, this just happened recently. They arrested one of the FBI directors of the state because he rolled a stop sign, didn't blow it. They arrested him, put him in jail, and you should watch the video. It's on the news last 24 hours. He's going, so what's going on? They're like, well, you rolled a stop sign. He goes, so why am I in handcuffs? Because you rolled a stop sign. He goes, there was no cars. so you're alleging that I did this. Why don't you just give me a ticket?
Yeah.
Or I'll see you in court for the ticket anyways. I didn't roll the stop sign. Sir, under state law, they have like 10 cops now. We can put you in jail. He goes, so why am I being detained? He goes, you're not detained. You're under arrest. He goes, for what? They go, calm down, sir. Calm down. He goes, I am calm down. I'm saying, what? Why? I'm just trying to get to work. Why am I under arrest? It's an FBI agent. He goes, you roll the stop sign. He goes, okay. So an infraction, traffic violation that you're alleging I did, give me a ticket. I'll see you in court. And he goes, sir, he goes, can I please just be out of cuffs so I can go ahead and call a family member to pick up my car? He goes, sir, your car's being impounded. He goes, what? You just said I could call somebody. He goes, it's blocking an alley. He goes, but you told me to park right there. He goes,
yeah,
sir, it's being impounded. He goes,
no, it's
for what? He goes,
they're
sir,
on
you just committed a
power
crime.
trip,
He goes,
but-
this is an abuse of power. This
Yeah.
is crazy. And there's like 12 more cops showing up, and he's like, I didn't do anything. I did nothing. Meanwhile, there's like blacks just like shooting people, raping women, gang raping women in alleys, bitch slapping, stabbing women in the neck. And they're like, sir, you're a white man and you didn't endanger anyone. We're going to use our police force for you. Why? Because the black DA that they put into place, the black DA will prosecute you, and the black jury that they'll put will prosecute you, put you in prison. So the cops are afraid of blacks, when in reality, the blacks should be afraid of the cops.
Yeah, dude, they just freed in Florida Jacoby Tillman, who, I don't know if you can guess what he looks like. A white liberal judge freed Jacoby Tillman after he went on a rampage and raped a girl in a park. He went to just assault her, just to pick someone up by the throat to see how strong he was, and then decided she's actually attractive enough. Let me do this. So he raped her, and they just freed him. They're like $9,000 bail. Yeah, that's pretty light. But then you'll get a $500 ticket or get your car impounded for rolling through a stop sign allegedly.
It's a joke. Like, it's actually a fucking joke. I'm serious. Fuck cops. They do not do their job. They just harass white people. I know a girl who used to live in Portland, Oregon. On the 4th of July, she took 2 Roman candle fireworks onto the beach. Cops on the beach stopped her, asked her, can I check your bag? And she was nice and went along with it. Sure, you can check my bag. She could have said no and kept walking. They check her bag. They say, oh, yeah, that's illegal. Gave her a $750 fireworks ticket for having Roman candles on the beach on the 4th of July. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of Mexican kids and other non-whites on the beach shooting off Roman candles, but they pull her over, and she's a white girl. They give her a $750 ticket.
She's a blonde white girl.
White people aren't going to fight back.
So, look.
White people are the only one that are going to take that, and cops know it, and they target white people. So cops hate white people.
There was a blonde white girl recently. I'm not going to say what city because I want people to look it up. But she was like laying on the beach under a towel. And look, I know people are going to say this is inappropriate, but whatever. She had a small little vibrator, and she just like put it over her she put it over her
this is
under
an
a towel.
old story.
Yeah. But I'm saying this. It gets bad, though. I looked up the follow-up to what happened.
She killed herself, right?
Yeah. And she basically just had a little vibrator vibrating, which is like, you put your phone there, it wouldn't matter. And the cops asked her, like, what were you doing? So she was honest. She was like, look, I just had a little vibrator under my towel, whatever. And like, I shouldn't have done that. And the city releases the body cam footage of her admitting to this to the city on the local news. And she shot herself the next day.
Yeah.
And then she killed herself. She's like a beautiful,
That's
22-year-old girl.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, a 22-year-old girl has a vibrator under a Tesla in public, and the cops just asked her, they were walking on the beach. Like, she wasn't even bothering anyone. She's like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I have like a little vibrator here. And they released it to the public. And then she killed herself.
Is that
like,
not just a direct attack on a white
why did
person?
you do that?
Hey, cops, there's actual crime. Why'd you become a cop in the first place? Was it to be a fucking meter maid and to wag your finger at white people? Like, there's actual crime going on, and what do cops do? They convince a white girl to kill herself. Well, publicly humiliate this white girl, and then she kills herself after. I mean, that's partly the city's fault, too. They went and just released the cop body cam footage.
Like, why?
Why?
Like, why?
What the? How is that even legal?
Like, even the cop body cam footage of the guy who was arrested. Like, why are you like I understand like serious body cam footage. Why are they releasing body cam footage to embarrass white people? That's a big thing. It's like, like, look, if a white person's like serious assault, like if it's like, hey, it's public interest, right? Like there's like a confusion, like a white guy was shot or a black guy was shot, and everyone's like, dude, he was innocent. And then everyone's like demanding, kill the cops, kill the cops. I was like, okay, let me release the body cam footage. Let's show you guys what happened.
There was no reason to release the footage in this.
A girl had a vibrator under a towel. It wasn't in public indecent exposure.
No.
It's like indecent activity, but the cops are who noticed or whatever.
That's
it's
a ticket at max.
Yeah, maybe just like a ticket,
Dude.
or just ask her to leave. Be like, hey, don't do that here. Just go away.
Do it at home.
You go home. It's a girl. Like her cock's not out. You know, it's like just relax. And it's like, you know, she killed herself. What was the point of that? Law and order. Law and order. This is Law and Order about, you know, it's like black people are murdering people in the streets, and it's Law and Order. It's like the Kyle Rittenhouse effect. Everyone's mad about Kyle Rittenhouse protecting himself, but not mad about the Jewish pedophile trying to kill him. And it's it's the problem.
Right?
It's the problem.
Yeah. No, the whole thing is a joke. Cops, the system hates white people. Cops I just assume they hate white people. Their job is just to harass and be tyrants over white people.
But I want to clarify, not all. There are very good cops out there and there are good police departments, including some in Florida.
Maybe like a cop in a small town.
Yeah, but there are
based
some very based counties in Florida. Polk County is one of them.
Awesome.
Who's like, we know who's doing the crime. You're gonna pay the time. Whenever a cop starts talking to this, you know who's doing the time. You gotta pay the. You know who's doing the crime. You gotta pay the time. You pull out a gun, we're gonna shoot you.
Yeah, no.
You want to come over to someone's house? I'm gonna tell my citizens here: shoot them in the face, shoot them in the gut, shoot them in the heart, unload the magazine, and kill them all. Just kill them all, and then we'll let you go. Just let you know we're gonna let you go. I watched that. It's like that's that guy.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Polk County Sheriff.
That's what we need. People saying, "Hey, use your guns, kill criminals."
Yeah.
Oh, one of them up in Port St. Lucie said, if you break into someone's house, we're going to put you on a t-shirt. It was literally what he said. So there are based cops, I will say. But yes, there's like...
in big cities, particularly even in Republican states like Charlotte or anywhere, they're shitty. Small towns have base cops still. You're in the wrong place, boy. You're going away.
Yeah.
A lot of towns are still like, you know, they call them sundown towns, but for the most part, that's just a way of saying towns that try to mitigate homicide.
Pretty much.
Sundown meaning don't be out when the sun is down.
Don't do crime at night.
Yeah.
Or you won't be all right. That's what I call those towns.
Oh.
He's in a rhyming mood.
What?
He's in a rhyming mood now.
We're talking about blacks that like to rhyme.
It's true that is the one thing they can do.
No, it's
and jump high.
I don't know. I have a pretty good vertical.
It's crazy.
High, jump high.
I don't think the kids like cops. I think when the white boomers are gone, who's left that likes cops?
Well, I will say my buddy just became a cop and he's super based. He literally picked a very black district just so he can be a good cop.
Oh, that's good.
So there are some based. The kids will be all right, you know?
Yeah.
Did you see this? Did you see this?
Well, this is old. Or, I don't know.
No, this is a group of scholars.
Oh my gosh.
Just say it, Bella. Say it. Bella. Say fuck chill. Bella, you gotta say it. You gotta say it. You gotta fuck chill. Say 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 it, bitch. Hold this from Bella, you gotta say it. Say it again. Say it louder. Say it more clear. Say it louder. Say it on top, nigga. Say fuck chill. Say fuck chill. Say fuck chill. Say that shit. Say that shit. Say it. Bro, say it. Say it so the camera can hear it. Stop. She said it. She said it. She said it. No, make sure the camera can hear it. Say it. She said it. Say it.
Dude. Animals. Low IQ.
Camera right here.
Hateful animals.
I don't like people that hurt young white girls.
No.
And they do it a lot too.
Yeah.
They pick on victims, and they also, like, Steven Crowder was like, "Hey, everybody, I'm gonna sit down with black people and negotiate. We can't negotiate with terrorists."
No. He has some. He's trying to tell him about black fatigue, and one of the black guys goes, "Okay, well, when does the white fatigue kick in?"
It's like, it doesn't, because we're not disproportionately committing terrible, heinous crimes.
Yeah, it was like black people are tired of white people. Really? What are you guys tired of?
Move into our neighborhood and tell me your complaints.
Yeah.
Oh, people look at me weird when I'm on the street.
Yeah.
They
when
smile.
I'm dressed like a ghetto thug, people seem to be scared or cross the street. When I look like a ghetto, ratchet, violent thug that'll kill you, people seem to get uncomfortable or cross the street when I'm outside looking like that.
You know the crazy part in that video? The person who got on top of the girl to start hitting her had a hoodie on that was the Essentials Fear of God hoodie, like a Christian clothing brand.
Yeah,
Literally
yeah.
wearing a Christian. May as well have like a cross necklace.
Oh,
and
you
beat
go,
someone.
dude. You go to these black churches. They're talking about we deserve reparations. I don't think black churches are even Christian. I think a lot of these black churches are fake.
It's liberation theology.
Yeah, no, I don't even. If your pastor's saying black people, I say this all the time. Black people who want reparations are black people who hate white people. If you're black and you want reparations, fuck you. You are evil. Get the fuck away from me and my white family, you stupid.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, they got language from us. 0 written languages before they met white people.
Yeah.
Not even numerals. It
Dude,
was just all-
my
They're
family,
not
my
even
wife's
grateful.
family is literally missionaries that translated the Bible for them in Africa. Lived in Africa. My wife's from Africa, and believe it or not, the Talmud doesn't translate itself. So they were over there, and sorry, they were translating the Bible. They were translating the Bible.
But you know what I mean. These black churches, the pastor at the
They're
church,
activist churches. That was part of
It's
the
an
communist revolution. Though. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
It's about turning
but
black
that's
people
a
into
joke,
from Christians
right?
into
That's
activists.
that's not Christian.
No, but
Black
the white
people
churches
wanting
with lesbians
reparations.
too are not Christian either.
Yeah, of
but
course.
like
None of
usually the
them.
right-wing nucks at Rift staff, please check the books. There might be a $7K deposit with all the promotion of circumcision. Let's go. $20 too.
I
Some
spoke.
confetti. Gaming Reverend said, "This has been my favorite episode since you are here. Women propaganda should be a regular guest. Amazing chemistry. Much love, Nigs."
Let's go.
Thanks.
That's some double air horns, please. Thank you. We also have some Rumble chats here as well. Let me go up to the top. $10 from Toasty Coconut said, "Hell yeah, Hayden is a beast. Elijah, I recently received my Orthodox Study Bible too. The Roman Catholic Church is a scam. Sorry, not my fault. I'm not going to use this show ever to divide people and push the churches against each other.
We will never tell a donor that he's wrong. You know?
We would if it were Mormon. And I have done
That's
that.
fair. That's very fair.
Randall Flax and Elijah, I want to thank the show for helping me quit porn. Really? Did we do that? As I'm showing you like goon-tastic
Basic,
images.
Randall.
If you just
It took all of God's strength, but now I only pleasure myself to extended videos of women getting arrested and crying. I'm halfway there. Thank you, Randall. The Badge Bunny said, working as a woman sucks. The best job I've ever had is raising my babies at home, serving my husband, and taking care of my home, and glorifying God in every way possible. That's so
It's
base.
that simple. It is that simple. And they had people convince women that it was oppressive.
A couple of tweets here. Doomsday Cracker sent in a tweet here of, see this?
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, looking good. Someone at the autism glasses and helmet.
The autism glasses and the retard helmet. That's what that
nice.
is. That's the retard helmet. You talk about retard maxing, right? What is that retard maxing?
Oh, retard maxing is where you stop thinking. I was talking to Elijah about this earlier, but I've been retard maxing for almost 3 years now. I got this concept from Jesse Lee Peterson. I'm the #1 Jesse Lee Peterson clipper in the world, over 1 billion views for Jesse Lee Peterson. Wow. Thank you.
Hit him full screen. Listen to this. Listen to what retard maxing is. Here we go.
For real. But I started clipping Jesse just to spread racism online, and it worked, and I did. But then I started watching like his church services, and I started hearing things from Jesse Lee Peterson that I've just not heard anywhere else. I've been a Christian my whole life. I was a youth group leader for 8 years. I'm still a Christian, but I will say what has helped me as far as gaining control over my mind and being spiritually healthy and all that, what's helped me more than anything has been Jesse Lee Peterson. He basically Jesse's steps for retard maxing, and he doesn't call it retard maxing. I call it retard maxing. But 1, forgive your parents, forgive everybody in your life, so that you can have a clean slate and start living in the present. If you're holding grudges, you know, whatever, you're living in the past, you need to forgive everyone so you can have a clean state, live in the present. And besides that, just try to stop thinking and just like I'm busy. I always have work to do, and I really like being busy. And I basically just try to not think. This line, I'm going to say this right now. This line has helped me more than anything else in the world. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. The voices in your head, those aren't your thoughts. That's the devil talking to you, trying to trip you up. Your thoughts build you up just to tear you down, and then they tear you down just to build you back up. There's another option. You can ignore your thoughts. You don't need your thoughts. You need your thoughts for practical things. Getting up in the morning, brushing your teeth, eating food, getting dressed. Use your brain as a tool to accomplish tasks. And so that's all I do. I work every day. I use my brain as a tool. And besides that, I am retard maxing. I am trying not to think. I used to, when I first started doing this, I would repeat to myself, sometimes like 20 times a day, I'd repeat, all thoughts are all lies about anything all the time. What is it? All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. I used to repeat that to myself like 20 times a day. I don't as much anymore because now I just understand it. Now I just live it. But anyways, gain control. Thinking is gay. You don't need your thoughts. You really don't. It's a setup. The good thoughts build you up just for you to crash out later. And then you crash out and... Is this to me? I need to wrap it up. That's retard maxing. If you want to start retard maxing, listen to Jesse Lee Peterson's church service and start doing the silent prayer. Helps as well.
I just did the Academy Awards thing. No, I did the Academy Awards thing. You know, like they start playing music at the end of your rant. You know, it's like, and thank you to God again. And it's like,
thank you for Jesse Lee Peterson for helping me to retard max.
Should have given him the what's it called? The nice church music with the synth in the background. It's just like one chord at a time.
Dude, someone said though, thanks Elijah for having Jesse Lee Peterson on the air horn. $5 from Cravon. So thanks, Elijah, for having Jesse Lee Peterson on Slightly Offensive. Changed my life for $5. The Badge Bunny said, Hayden, you need to jump in Elijah's Discord. You have a lot of fans there.
Oh, nice.
True. Also, someone said, stop thinking, goy.
Thinking is subversion.
No, all right. I want to play a couple more super chats here. Doomsday Cracker said, N-words are Jewish golem bioweapons, Shabbos gorillas. Primetime Pimp said, we love Hayden. We love our handsome reaction content clipper. Call Paul Miller.
Paul's great.
We also had someone send this as well from this is a real image, by the way, of us in, this is me and Mike in Nashville, apparently.
Nice.
Dude, who's the guy on top?
That's you with money on your arm.
Oh, let's go. I got that tattoo removed. That is me. Yeah, that's me. I just got. I don't have those tattoos.
That's like the early
anymore.
2000 himbo tattoo.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Like himbos used to be like too clean cut and a little bit gay. You know, I had a friend who. Speaking of that, I had a friend who was a little bit like sussy. You know, but he was masculine and like normal. Like it wasn't like he came across like anything in LA. But like, you know, we get drunk or whatever, and like he would like you know, concentrate, like hit your dick or something like over your pants, like do things like, hey, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, like a little too much.
Yeah, hey, like it's like one time or something. You're just like, hey, like it's like, you know, constantly when you'd know them, and I was just like, dude, like, what's your deal, dude? You know, I like ask him, like, you get drunk, you start like trying to like, you know, too many like dick flips or whatever, dick taps, yeah, too many, like too much, you know, and the hugs are too long. What's going on here? I want to just be honest. What's going on here? Well, it turned out he was a male stripper as well. Oh, okay. But I don't know if it was for girls. He wouldn't tell me.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, so you're yeah, well, you know.
Sometimes they're gay for pay.
I think it was, but I think sometimes if you're too much gay for pay, it might make you gay for fun.
Yeah, then you just become gay, dude. It's scary.
Yeah.
I will say, if I was gay, I'd be so rich by now, because if I was gay, I would just get a rich, like I'm high value in the gay world. Gay men love me, dude. Gay men love me. If I was gay, I'd have some rich gay. I'd be dating some rich gay man, and then I'd just rob him. Bro, I'd be like Dave Rubin's twink boyfriend right now if I was gay. I'd steal all his money and
really
run off. Yeah, that's what I would do if I was gay. The fact that I'm not currently Dave Rubin's boyfriend is proof that I'm not gay.
Dave
pretty
Rubin's
good
husband name is
defense.
Dave Rubin, by the way.
That's a good defense.
You know about that?
Wait, Dave is married to Dave?
Dave Rubin is married to Dave Rubin. You don't know about that?
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Guy's name was also Dave, and he took the other Dave's last name. So
Yeah.
they're both Dave Rubin.
That's
Yeah,
not
they're both
confusing at
Dave
all.
Rubin. But you know, back in the day, I used to be a little gay. You know, look at that. There we go. Ladies and-
Oh,
Oh boy.
who's the guy on the left? He looks familiar too. You look like
He looks like he's gonna-
anime character, and then Ben looks like he
Looks like
wants
he's gonna
to.
crack
Hey,
the whip on Matt
This
Walsh.
is my profile picture, and I wondered why everyone thought I was a homosexual. Look at that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
With
That's
the earring in
fair.
the side too. Isn't that crazy?
That's fair.
wow.
And the nose ring and the spacers. That's
had a nose
crazy.
ring?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She listened
But-
to Switchfoot.
But
growing
to be
up?
fair, I'm like, that's insane. Look at that. That's insane. That's
Yeah.
insane.
That is the
Yeah.
LA aesthetic from 2016 or whatever.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That is.
I'm ashamed. But at least in LA, we used to at least dress. You know, we used to just like have like a street style. You know, back in the day, we used to have like a little bit of like some fun back in the day.
Someone
an
said
EDM.
Zoolander.
How about this one? How about that? That's crazy, dude.
Oh,
Fleckus.
Fleckus.
Oh my god.
Purple hair. I had purple hair.
Dude.
I told people my hairline's not jacked. I've always had a jacked hairline. That's me at like 25. It's been the same since I was like a kid. Look at those pants. Look at these pants.
Those tight pants.
Look at that.
Okay,
Dude, wow.
dude, the cuffed ankles. My buddy, one of my best friends,
that.
used to cuff his ankles, and he was like, "This is a thing. People are doing it." I'm like, "No, it's not. That's a gay thing." And I finally convinced him to not do it. His wife thanked me. I didn't realize there were actually people who did it.
Yeah, it's called being gay. Don't try it once, kids. It doesn't pay off, you know?
crazy.
It doesn't pay off. It was gay maxing. I'm gay
Okay, man.
I was gay maxing before it was cool, dude.
You were Zoolander. You're Zoolander maxing.
I was gay maxing before people were into it, you know?
I really do recommend retard maxing. I really do it's changed my life. My life has never been better, and I have complete control over my mind, emotions, everything. I'm invincible. But retard maxing actually makes you invincible. That's not a joke. I really do recommend. I should probably do a whole other video on it on my own.
All right, real fast. 69. We said some music. It's over $50. We don't have to strip though. But you do have to put the camera on Hayden. Not Hayden. Yeah, Hayden. There you go. To give a little dance. Here we go. Give me your best description of black people. Here we go.
Ooh,
To the music.
tribal. Dark. Ugly. Bioweapon. Violent.
So, Mike, we're gonna go more mainstream the other day. Oh man.
Forgot about black people. Good at sports. We can run fast. What they gonna do without us? We entertain them though. Melanated. It's just melanin. What y'all scared of? It's just melanin.
What music is that?
I was a musty ass LA kid before
musty.
before I was Xavier before it was cool to be Xavier.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, true.
Dude, honestly, I didn't know, man. In LA, it's just how people just look weird in these cities. Like you just grow up and look weird, you know?
Well,
You just look like you
the
look
internet
strange.
wasn't there yet to roast you.
It
either.
wasn't there yet. It wasn't
So
there. It was-
actually, fashion. I think maybe fashion got a little bit better once everyone started getting bullied online.
Well, we didn't like the world wasn't connected yet, you know? Like
Yeah.
it was a little more like LA people were like LA people and Portland people were Portland people.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
naked, right? That was there like
That never
like-
changed.
No, but it was like you go to LA, that's why like I didn't understand conservatives from LA. Because it was like, even today, it's very hard for me to dress like this, which is like, I do this because my wife prefers it. She's like, but it's like, I'm not going to wear skinny jeans, but she like, prefers me to dress like a grown man, like a father. She's like, you're a dad. Like, just don't try to dress cool. You're a dad. Like, be a fucking dad. And it's like be a man. Like, be like clean cut and show your kids that you're like a mature man. Like, who are you trying to impress? 19-year-olds? Fuck those 19-year-olds. They can die. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, you know, who you're trying to be cool and trendy? Be a man of character. Be a man who wears a collar. Be a man who shows your kids like you're not trying to be cool. You're trying to be a man. And men mow the lawn. They kill. I'm just kidding. No, never mind. It's sorry. No, but men are Nazis, right? I'm sorry. No, it's wrong too.
They should be.
No,
ideally.
No,
Allegedly.
I messed up.
Allegedly.
I messed up.
No.
But there were
Sorry.
Nazis that were men, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
but-
but
yeah.
men should no. But I'm saying not as a joke. I don't do this because of my wife. I agree with her in terms of like, it is cringe when you see like, which I'll bring up. I'll bring up this story. I want to bring this up.
I mean, grown men trying to be cool is cringe.
You know when you see like I didn't even realize like some of these like guys in like Happy Dad and stuff like 37, and you're like, why are you dressed in like a b-ball cap and like like baggy
the Nelk
t-shirts?
boys. How old are the Nelk boys?
One
Are
of
like
those guys,
35 now.
Yeah, one of those guys like 30. He said he was 40.
actually?
One of those is 40,
Yeah.
and he's like, yo guys, I'm gambling.
We're gonna send it.
Yeah, send it. Happy Dad.
Things are gonna get a little bit sendy.
And you're like, dude, you're 40. You're 40, and you're fucking an OnlyFans star, and you're dressed in street clothes. What are you doing?
You know what that reminds me of? It was like Logan Paul's right hand man. This guy was with him everywhere.
I was just about to say him too.
Mike
Maljack.
Maljack.
Yeah.
He's like seriously dating porn stars.
Didn't he get one pregnant or something? Wasn't that a whole thing?
I think he got. Oh, I don't know. He dated Lana Rhoades. It's really a shame I even know her name.
Fair.
But he dated Lana Rhoades, and then she got pregnant,
nice,
but
actually.
not necessarily. I don't know if it was with his kid, but she has a
But
son now.
he's like 45, 50, and he's still dating OnlyFans girls in their 20s.
Dude, it's tough,
Yeah.
man. 'Cause I'm like, I come from a real degenerate background, so part of me says based, but also part of me is like not based. Like I feel like I'm two people, you know.
Well, the problem is you can't just go marry a single 50-year-old woman
No,
because
you don't
like,
marry them.
But
you
I'm
just,
saying
you have a night with them.
But I'm saying not to have it like putting that aside. I'm
Lana
saying, like,
Rhoades?
no, not Lana. I'm talking like Mike. He's like 50 years old.
oh,
where's he
dude,
gonna
he's
find?
actually like 30 something.
Not this Mike,
Oh.
the other one, Mike Majak, or the Nelk boys. Where are they gonna find a girl who's single of equal age who's also a good person? You know what I mean? Like all the good women typically get wifed up
Well,
younger.
the problem we have now today is because of porn. If you want to have sex like a porn star, you have to actually date a porn star. But then you realize it's very empty in terms of like, here's the problem. It's the grass is always greener. So what you have to have is maturity, because what happens is like, okay, if you're not gooning for a while, what happens is you go through a moment where you're like, dude, I gotta goon. I gotta do a goon
you
off.
start freaking out.
Yeah, you're like,
gotta goon.
Exactly. No, you gotta plant the seed somewhere.
It's like you, and then you go meet up with a girl.
Which is better than gooning, in my opinion. They're both morally
Well,
not best.
you meet
but-
up with a girl, and then you like nut, and then you wake up, and you're like, "Oh, where the fuck am I? Where's my car? Do I need to Uber somewhere? How far am I from home? How did I get here?"
It's called
When
having a conscience. And yeah, people say
But you like wake up, it's like all
the
of a sudden
post-nut
you realize, what
clarity
have I
is
done?
called, it's called the relic of a, it's called the ruins of a Christian civilization. That's what it's called. Post-nut clarity is just you grew up in a Christian society and you're not following Christianity well. So then you're a man. Can we like stop being feminist? Like, you're a man. You've got to bust a load, whether it's in your dreams or it's in your
Wife.
You know, it's in your wife.
You take
You
some
gotta bust a
melatonin,
load.
you'll have a wet dream, dude.
Dude, melatonin. You also meet demons and shit too. That's crazy.
That too.
You have demons and sex and stuff. People are like, dude, you know what demons, rock and roll, and sex have in common? I'm like, a night on like NyQuil? You know, it's like, that's crazy.
None of that stuff works on me. It won't like
Semen?
I can't.
Demons?
Demons, no,
Demons.
melatonin, NyQuil. None of it has an
They
effect
call
on
it
me.
melatonin in my city.
Yo.
Okay, that is probably what LA would say.
It's so stupid. I'm retarded. All right, but that's good now. Retard maxing.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, dude, I'm
We're
telling
not
you.
thinking.
Seriously, I really recommend, especially to young men that need to lock in and make money and become something. I really recommend retard maxing.
And
I
then-
really do.
And then you go, Lord, forgive me for I'm evil and retarded.
Yeah. You.
That's the second part.
I'm not a very good Christian, but I'm still a Christian. I say my prayers every day. Before I go to bed, I pray, Jesus Christ, have mercy on me, a sinner. So, you know,
That's the one.
I say those prayers, but besides that, I'm pretty much just trying not to think. I have tasks to do right now. All these other thoughts are like, I don't even need to deal with that. That's just extra work. And like, you think about, what were you thinking about yesterday? Do you even remember?
Probably the same tasks that I have to do today.
I was mad at everyone in this company.
Yesterday?
Every day, actually, yeah. But here's, I'm totally joking, but it's like, no, but I agree with you on this. I think whether you go to like, AA, whether you go to, church, whether you go to like recovery, whether you go to Jesse Lee Peterson or you watch Fuentes or you go to church, like everyone's kind of got the same understanding of like, it's not about, that's why it's not about whether or not you look good to people. What matters is if your position of your heart is right before God.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like a lot of the people who look the best, Jesus said, they're the worst among us. They're the ones who are the most unclean internally because they're all worried about what men think. I admit too, man, I'm trying to clarify to people because I'm not going to get on this arc where people are going to like find out one day that I do bad things sometimes. I do bad things sometimes, intentionally too. That's crazy. Intentionally do bad things. Someone just told me the other day, like, you're a hypocrite. You try to go on your show and tell everyone you're such a good person. I go, you've never watched my show. You've never watched it. You've never watched it.
Not once.
I've never once pretended that, okay? Ever once in my life. Not even on my ex post. I'm like, literally like, hey, I'm a degenerate. And someone's like, well, why do you say that? You're like a girl. And then other Christians are like, you're like a girl saying that. I go, I'm looking at the forefathers, and they always called themselves sinners. But degenerate's a modern word, but it's like sinner, wretched, decrepit, soulless, like worldly, fleshly. Even Paul said, I'm a chief among sinners at the height of his Christian career. It's like, dude, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna like walk around and be like, dude, I'm not joking. I see these Christian influencers. I hate the Christian influencers so much.
A lot of them are really fucking cringe.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like, I'm gonna worship you. Like, it's like videos of them like dancing like to worship music. Okay, just go jerk off and go away. But it's like I'd rather just see a video of you like crying because you jerked off and you got caught or something. That's at least you're real, But it's like like you'll watch me like, so I watched this real video. I watched this real video. This is not a joke. From one of those popular Christian singers who's cool, by the way. And it was like, it's these two Christian influencers. I hate this stuff. He's like, I was ready for this. I was ready for something. It was like blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to shit talk him. He's a Christian. I don't shit talk Christians. But it's like blah, 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 admits the unthinkable. It's what it says on the screen. And so I'm like fucking stupid shorts retard. So I got sucked in, to, it's like,
You're like,
he
wow.
admits, I'm like, whoa, here we go. And he's crying. He's like, this is real. I was like, I was on my marriage night, and my wife, she was a virgin, and so I get into bed with her, and we gotta do what married couples do. I'm like, oh, dude, this nigga's gay or some shit, like.
Yeah.
And he's like, it has music just like this. Yeah. Like,
I need to see this video.
All of a sudden he goes, I was like, I like grabbed her neck and I slapped her and she's like, where'd you learn that? And I was like,
pornography?
And he's like, the things I looked at before I knew you. And I was like, bro, maybe he is gay. And he's like, and the guy's like, wow, just tell me more. I'm like, is this a girls' podcast? He's like, and I'm like, the images I saw, the things that I saw, I'm like, marriage is new. We're supposed to be creating a new version of us, and there are things that I know now. I'm like, just shut the music off. Just shut it off. Just stop. First of all, why are you saying this on a podcast? Okay, you're embarrassing your wife. Second of all, you're embarrassing yourself. Third of all, stop crying. Okay, stop crying. You didn't kill people. You saw. Wow.
There's almost never a reason for a man to cry on
Crying
camera.
is for church and the Grand Canyon.
I teared up slightly the other day.
Someone dies that you really love. Honestly, I've seen men cry more for their friends dying than I did for somebody's husband getting murdered on camera. But we'll leave that for another episode. But I will say, I just leave that there. But I was like watching. I was like, what is this gay stuff? I don't want to be involved in this. That's the evangelical Christianity I don't want to be involved in.
I know the
Stop
exact
crying.
video.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
I know the exact
thank
video.
you.
Oh, wow.
What
No,
was
I've
that?
seen it.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
What was that?
It was weird.
Right, you're like,
It
dude,
was
why
weird.
are you crying over this? Just be like, hey man, you know what? You can just say something like this. Hey man, like it was kind of convicting. Like my wife, she was a virgin. I wasn't. That's the way it should be. I'm just kidding. But you go.
Well, literally.
No.
Ideally, we're all virgins.
Yes, ideally we're both.
Ideally, everyone is.
But the church today is that the girls are not, the boys are. That's what it is. It's switched. The Catholic boys are staying virgins, the girls are not, and that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But you go in, and you're like, hey, brother, please don't cry on the internet over the fact that you saw porn once.
Yeah.
You're very weak. It's like, but it's humility. It's nope. It's weakness. It's like, but in my weakness, I made perfect. No. Stop crying over the fact that you did a wrong thing. It's like, but my heart's no. It's fake humility. Just stop. Just say, hey, guys, it's okay. And also, your wife, you don't be crying. Be strong in the moment. Be like, you know what? Where did I learn that?
Don't be
a melatonin
crying.
dream. Tell her it was in a melatonin dream. Tell her you took some NyQuil and you figured it out, you know?
That's crazy.
Slap her again and say, that's NyQuil, baby. It's $9.99 over the counter at Walgreens, and I'll slap you again if you ask that question. That's the mentality. No, I'm just saying, I don't want that Christianity. I hate that. So thank you to the Orthodox and the Catholics for teaching me you don't have to be a bitch to be a Christian. Thank you.
You know what you get? You know what you get in Orthodoxy and in confession?
Anyways, that
in
was
Catholicism,
sacrilegious kind of,
is
it was
you
funny.
get confession. You get the whole idea that you can go be contrite and you're in the presence of the Lord. You can go cry in front of God all you want, and then you can receive absolution and then be done with it. The point is that you don't beat yourself over the head and go cry in a podcast in front of millions of people as a very prominent individual in the Christian sphere.
Well, I want to know, was this George Janko?
No, wasn't George.
Okay.
No.
Well, I want to see the video at this
We'll
point.
show you.
I mean,
You probably know who
You
it
got to
is.
react to it.
I will. I
Dude,
will.
this-
That's
what it is,
crazy.
I'm saying, look.
Sounds similar to that kid that said, I miss my little brother back in Australia. There's some soccer player, football player kid, and he starts bawling on camera because he misses his little brother.
By the way,
How old
everyone
is-
keeps asking me if I'm talking about Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck did not put a picture, a video about him gooning to porn. That never happened. Okay,
No.
This is a young Gen Z guy.
Yeah. He's
One
a
of the
very
one of the most
prominent
popular
Gen Z Christian
singers. Yes,
musicians, whatever.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, and I don't mean to be rude here too. What's up with evangelicals? This is a real question.
Yeah.
What's up with evangelicals? Everyone needing to act like their life story is what they call a testimony. What's that? What's the
Everything-
testimony?
Yeah,
Why-
everyone's got some testimony, and everyone's really good at telling you their testimony, their story.
I want to
every
inject
evangelical you do.
testimony. It's called TRT, ingest testimony.
Yeah.
But it's test with money. That's even no testimonies have pay money. But that's what you should be doing to be a man. But it's like, hey, as men, you should not be getting in front of a mixed group of women and telling them your trauma.
Yeah.
Like men should not be getting up and being in church and being like, hey, all these women here.
Before I found Jesus, I was watching pornography for 12 hours a day, every day.
I was just gooning everywhere. My sheets were like starched. You could snap them.
My sock was walking on its own.
I was gooning to my sister. I've heard that before, by the way. That's a real statement. I grew up in the church. Yes.
That's insane.
Why are you saying that? You're gonna go to jail. Like,
That's-
it's like,
Yeah. Well, no, dude, if it weren't for...
That's insane.
but I'm saying that's when you glorify this weird emotional feminine culture. I want to hear from you. A lot of guys are falling away from God because of the bad reflection that the church is having on God. In that, a lot of times the church is presenting the way to get ahead is in the church, and the way to get ahead in the church is to be feminine, to trauma dump on a group of women you don't know, to cry to music, and to dance.
Hold your hands up and cry.
Because David danced. Because David danced. Yes, he did. And David murdered people too. Can we get an amen for that? He killed his guards for no
Righteously.
reason.
Well, yeah,
and he
that
committed
too.
adultery, and he murdered a woman's husband. Are we doing everything he did now?
Yeah.
David danced naked. Okay, so do I commit adultery, murder people, and then not show up to war and capitulate on my duty as a king? Like, that's the dumbest cherry picking of scripture I've ever heard in my life.
Dude,
Actually,
it's
the
a
dumbest
joke.
one is the thief on the cross.
Yeah.
That's
What? What is
the thief on the cross one. Like
What's that?
arguments against baptism or salvation as a whole.
I've heard that
Those
too.
are like the
like
most
people
annoying
say the
arguments.
thief on the cross wasn't baptized.
Well, he wasn't baptized. It's like, okay, and the other thief didn't get saved. So why are you having this presumption that everything's going to be okay?
What do you think? You have a good opinion on this because it's caused you to have a bit of a hard heart too over the years, and now you come back a little bit. But you fall out because you go, this church is retarded, but not retard maxing. It's the bad kind.
Yeah, no, there's a difference between being retarded and retard maxing. But I was kind of bitter towards like Christians and I don't know, I guess specifically evangelicals for a while because that's what I grew up in. Like, those were my people. I was a youth group leader. I was going to Bible study. I was doing church like 3 or 4 times a week for like 10 years, basically. And then I eventually was like, I don't know. It started as I got older and I realized like, man, no one else is really taking this seriously. When I realized none of the girls were virgins, I was I finally reached a break. It had been building up for a while, but I finally reached a breaking point. I think, and then for a while, I always believed that Jesus was God. I think all of the Christian martyrs over the years prove that. All the people that died, they're given the option, like, just say that Jesus isn't God and we'll let you live. And people said, no, you got to kill me. This guy was God. I saw him raised from the dead. So I'm a Christian. I'm not a good Christian. I'm a Christian in the sense that I do believe that Jesus rose from the dead. But until I learned about Catholicism and Orthodoxy, because Protestants, evangelicals don't even talk about Catholics. The most they have to say about Catholics is just, oh, they worship Mary. They're weird. So I just didn't even know anything about Catholics.
You're a Christian, not a Catholic. That's what they say.
That's also true.
And they claim Catholics are not Christians. That's a big one. They say.
Yeah. They'll even go as far to say Catholics are not Christians.
They need to be saved because they need to be born again. And
they don't have a testimony like me.
They haven't cried in front of foreign women yet.
Yeah, they haven't even raised their hands at church and cried to that Oceans song.
But there's nothing wrong with, listen, I would say this, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I know Catholics and Orthodox that will still go towards, I think there is something beautiful about worship and music, meaning but if you think that's liturgy or that replaces church, if you want to go to a worship night where there's bands that play music and it's dedicated to God, and for some reason you want to have an emotional night and you want to cry and just have a night, just like you might listen to Depeche Mode and cry, it's like, if you want to have a night and it's to God, or you want to go sit down in one of these Pentecostal prayer rooms and just open your Bible while some girl plays the piano and read, there's nothing sinful about that. Yeah. But if you think that replaces the Church of Christ, of who God set in stone, then it's like you're confused, because that's just like the idea of being like, well, technically milkshakes are calories. And it's like, yeah, but you're going to literally die if all you do is drink milkshakes. It's going to kill you. That's a dessert. So if you want to come together and have some nice music, but if you say that's what worship music is, this is what worship is, and you tell men this is worship, it's not just like, hey, there are also some women who lead some bands and it's some emotional music, and this isn't from the Bible, but it's Christians just doing something. It's Christians doing Western things for God. And that's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a Westerner painting for Jesus. But if your church service is about people painting for Jesus in the front, it's very weird. It's not in the Bible.
Yeah.
And so I'm just saying, I don't want to come down on people in terms of what you're doing is a sin, but if you're doing it in place of what God has ordained, then it is a sin. So if you're replacing what God has said is acceptable worship, then you are out of the boundaries of God. Maybe it's not sin if you're ignorant, but if you're not ignorant, then it is. But at the same time, the question is, I will take a Protestant or evangelical whose heart is right with God and who wants to do what's right, and someone who claims to be Catholic and is just become Catholic, and they're mean and they're understanding and they're not empathetic. They don't understand who God is, and they're not trying to help you know God. They're trying to help you know a religion. I will take a person, regardless of their religion, religious affiliation in Christianity, who genuinely has a heart that reflects God, over someone who doesn't and has the right title. That's my personal view. People can say I'm sacrilegious, but it's I've met plenty of great evangelicals, but I also know, don't tell me that wearing skinny jeans and being gay is the way to find God.
My stance on it is that you can't let a person be the reason that you leave Jesus, essentially. So yes, people suck, and that's the whole point, and that is why. That's why
I was pissed about being lied to.
Yeah, no, that's totally valid. But that's
me too, man. I've been mad for years, man.
That's who I had to forgive, was all the people at church that lied to me.
Well, yeah, and they lied. Yeah. But there's so many people, and I see it in all the spheres of Christian religion, all the different denominations. There's so many modern, evangelicals or Protestants who are like, this is why Rome is fake, and it's something that the Pope said just on his Twitter account. It's not even a declaration or anything. He just put up a tweet that they didn't like. It's like, if the reason you leave the Catholic Church or church in general is because some person wronged you, then you were never there for the right reasons to begin with. You're there for a relationship with the Lord. You're there for communion with Him.
We were there for the wrong reasons. We didn't know that. That's what we're mad.
But that's what I'm saying.
We thought we were doing Christianity, but we were doing emotional manipulation, and we're very mad about that.
I'm at a point now. Well, I just don't even buy it that. Is church supposed to be an act? Because you go to some of these evangelical churches, and I know this very well. I did this. This is my life for years. You go to some of these evangelical churches, and the pastor gets up and kind of just gives his opinion on things.
Yes.
He just like gives his opinion on life
Podcast.
for like an hour. Yeah, it's
TED
a
Talk.
podcast. It's his church TED Talk. Pastor gives his opinion, his whatever opinion on things, and then we sing for an hour and people stand up and hold their hands up and cry, and the whole thing's just really emotional. And I'm looking and I'm like, yo, like I need to like get a good job so I can afford to have a family, and I want a family and I want a wife. And the girls at church could not be less interested. Like, it's just, there's, what does a young man get out of church, dude? The girls at church are not into the young men. The pastor's not giving you good advice. The pastor's not calling out the young women. I would think a big part of church, and I've noticed that this is something that happens, I could be wrong, but the few times I've been to mass, I see it a little bit more at Catholic church, is like, oh, you're at church and you're single? Like, come talk to this girl, to come talk to it. At the masses that I've been to, and then I've been to a few Catholic Bible studies, and there seemed to be a little bit more of like the girls seemed to want to get married.
Yeah. I went this last Sunday to mass, and people think that I don't wear my ring because I'm divorced, but actually I just work out, and so sometimes I just keep it. I lost it for 2 weeks at the gym. Actually, I found
Left
it
it on your locker.
Yeah, I left it on my locker, but I found it. But I leave it in like my shorts or whatever. And so I showed up. My family's in Australia, and I showed up, and then someone was like, "Oh, hey, like, I just noticed you were coming here. Are you new here?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, there's a recently widowed like girl. She was beautiful. She's like 28 or something like that. They're like, "Oh yeah." She's just like, if you want to like maybe like go to lunch with her. I was like, "I'm actually married. My bad." And I was like, "Oh,
But
you don't have a ring on." But they were looking at that. They were like actually looking.
Yeah. Well, the
It was
fact
like,
that
here's a guy.
their minds on, but see, to
that
me,
was
that's
cool.
like
That was cool. They're
that's
looking
how
out
it
for their
should
own.
be, though.
Look
Yeah,
out for the
that's
widow.
how it should
It's
be.
true.
That's how it should be.
the Orthodox can't because
Yeah.
there aren't women in their
Hey, when you're
services.
so old that they're trying to hook you up with widows, that's crazy.
Damn, yeah,
That's
bro's old.
That is actually like nuts, but also,
widows. That's my dating pool now. Single moms
or
and widows.
18-year-olds at colleges. That's like the only kind of people who go after 30-year-olds, like 18, 19-year-olds who are retarded, and widows.
Yeah.
Unless you want to spend 10 grand on bottle service.
But what I was saying
That's
is
crazy.
so I saw a few times I've been to Catholic stuff. I've
Miami.
noticed that a little bit more. But like at these evangelical churches, the women could not be less interested in the men at church. I know guys in San Diego, they go to C3, that big mega church in San Diego. Dude's 31 years old, 6'4", boxes. He's in really good shape. He makes $175,000 a year. He's a little bit cringe maybe, but he's not shy. He's a friendly guy. And he cannot get a date at church. He can't get a coffee date. He gets bailed on for coffee from these like mid girls at church. And I don't know, as a young, like, to me, the fact that no one at church was getting married or trying to get married or even seemed interested in getting married and having a family, I just knew something was wrong from that alone. You know what I mean?
how about this one? We're like dating spiritually. Are you a virgin? I'm a spiritual virgin.
Yeah.
I've been born again in my vagina. It's like Tyrone's cum is still alive. Okay?
Stuff like that. Just like
That's a crazy statement.
I kind of agree with Nick Fuentes that like women are not Christians the way men are Christians.
And I don't know what he says. I actually have no idea.
I'm just quoting like one clip I've seen where he was like, "Women aren't really Christians," and then
I don't think that's the truth. I think look, maybe that's what he says. Perhaps
I don't know exactly. I don't want to misquote. I don't know exactly what he meant.
Women are not supposed to be involved in liturgy like they are involved in evangelical mainstream Protestantism.
Yeah.
Women are not supposed to be involved in that way. In fact, I'm leaving my Catholic church because they've involved women too much in the liturgy. They're a Vatican II church, and I don't want to be involved in it anymore. And it's actually scared me away from Catholicism because I went to a couple more, and they would the same thing. It was like a lot of women involved in liturgy, and I just know how women are. Here's the thing about men: it's like it's not just like sexism, misogyny. It's like I just know how women are. Okay.
Yeah. You mean like
women
female,
don't live in reality. They have
don't
no
know.
clue what's
You mean
going
like
on.
female altar servers or
Just
Eucharistic
in general,
ministers?
reading the readings, I know how women are, and I don't want them involved in anything because there's no such thing as a trustworthy woman when it comes as a man. Men, we talked about this today. If I showed up naked in the room here, which happens regularly, everybody laughs all the time. You know what I'm saying? You're with the boys and you're like drunk and somebody like fucking pulls their dick out or something. Everyone's like laughing, beats the shit out of them or something. They fall drunk outside. They start my friends start shooting like the fucking microwave. You do that with women, they'll call the police and you'll have a sexual assault charge on you, okay? They'll call the police, have a gun charge and an assault charge. They just don't know how to hang. They don't understand life. They don't understand anything. They don't get it. Everything has to be a issue, solution, consequence. And everything's got to have it makes sense to them. If it doesn't make sense, then you're ridiculous. And I don't want to hear you. And I'm talking to you until it makes sense to me. Shut up, you silly woman, shut up. It's like, stop. This goes with everywhere. So it's like, no, my wife is a co-pastor. Don't go to that church. My wife's a co-pastor. We have women co-pastors. Me and my husband are co-pastors. Get the hell out of that egalitarian satanic place.
It's not church.
You will die. You will die. You're going to hell. I'm just kidding. I don't know if you're going to hell, but I'm saying
it's a joke.
You're going to kill yourself and then maybe go to hell. But you're going to kill yourself. It's like, we have women youth leaders. Why? Look, if you have women counselors who help counsel the women, you know what you should have?
Is that even a good idea?
No. If you want to help counsel women, it means you might have an immature church. You know what you should have in the youth counselors? Married couples who help counsel the women with a wife with her husband who can sit down with the girl and talk to her, especially if they're older. And if they're younger, they should be with their parents or their mom and talk to them together. Like, what's up with this isolation and modern stuff? It's like, there should be some grown-ass married couples who are there to help young kids who are down to earth and aren't like, oh, you're just a kid and you're retarded. It's like, no, hey, what's up? There's a lot of adults that understand what life's like and how it's life. not everyone at church has come from, nice homes and hey, look, I get it. Your parents, you come from a single mother household. I'm glad your mom drops you off here so she get a night off to drink and smoke and let's talk about life. We're glad you're here. No, I'm just saying we're glad you're here. It's good to be here, but you don't need this modernization of things. It's kind of a bullshit. It really is.
Yeah. It doesn't, no, there's I'm very grateful for my upbringing. My parents could have been atheist or secular or some shit. I'm really grateful. My parents were Christian, really conservative. They always told me our country hates Christians and loves gay people. So
based?
Yeah, my parents were based. My parents knew what was up. But they just didn't know. They weren't based within Christianity because we were going to an evangelical church.
That's fair.
Shit. If I was raised Catholic, maybe I would have stuck with it. But I don't know. I just recommend retard maxing at this point. Another thing Myron Gaines said recently is that being a Christian doesn't help you with girls, which I agree with.
No.
It depends on what you mean. Now, if you're really a Christian, you should be in the death cult, and you're not scared to die.
You get whores in Miami. That's
what?
I don't think it helps you anywhere, though. Being a Christian has not helped me.
Christianity, because you've been evangelical, it doesn't help you. Evangelical Christianity doesn't help you. It helps you be a pussy.
It cucks you.
Yeah. And but makes you. I thought I had to be nice to people.
No, being an Orthodox dude, you can go kill people as an Orthodox in war. There was a time when men would join Catholic militias and military. That'll help you get a bitch.
What do you think?
Put on some armor and kill some Muslims. What are you gonna do? Good, dude, you're telling me putting on the Holy Cross of the Sepulchre and going on and go and slaying some Muslim Turkish mongrels that they're gonna get some pussy.
Okay,
Come
but
on.
an evangelical church, you're a man and you gotta do this for half
You've
an
got
hour.
to. Take your kind of music.
So evangelical church, the whole thing is very feminine and
all right, real fast. I had to jump over two super chats from a Russian guy. Said the worst part about driving from Florida to New Yorkistan is that I'm a law-abiding citizen, NFL with my CCW, but as soon as I cross the border, I'm now a felon. True. That being said, somebody also said, we got to do a Q&A for locals only with you, by the way. So that's why we got to go over there. Locals only, ElijahShaver.locals.com. You guys are roasting me in the chat tonight. Say I was Milo maxing in my past. That's not good.
That's crazy.
Milo maxing? That's not good. You don't want that.
No. Definitely.
There was another
I heard Milo's a homosexual. Is that true?
He used to be.
I don't want to talk about Milo on the show. I don't want to talk about him.
Milo's becoming Catholic.
I heard he became Catholic. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. Mr. Dissident said, most underrated show on the internet, for a few air horns there.
Let's go.
All right. If you want to follow the show, you can follow the Q&A. We have about what? We have about 20 minutes left of to be the Q&A with Hayden. Oh, we have one more $10 super chat. Let's go. From Gaming something said, since October 7th went from Protestant to Orthodox, the most special a service has felt. Most welcoming and nice woman ever for my wife to befriend. Amazing choice for married couples with children. I've heard this too.
Yeah. Orthodox is terrible for the dating market because there are not single women in it, but the married women in it are phenomenal people. Like my buddy's wife, she helps bake the communion bread, everything.
I'll say this. I'm going to say this as someone I'm learning from my elders is this. I've seen a lot of very immature people spend a lot of time. I have critiqued evangelicalism and spent my whole life in it. So I'm coming at it from a personal experience, not an outside. I think it's very unwise for any type of practice to criticize it from the outside. And I've seen the most mature Catholics and Orthodox call each other brothers and sisters.
Yep.
And only immature Catholics and Orthodox, mostly Catholics, call the Orthodox not Christians. And then there's always the zealous young Orthodox guys who are like,
I was going to say, I see a lot of the young zealous dudes.
Young Orthodox guys who are new to the faith. In the end, you want people to go to heaven. And I don't think God's going to send people to hell because you got a little thing wrong about the papacy. Like, it's like, hey, it might affect the way you live your life. It could lead you to hell because it could lead you away from order, from God once. Like, I don't think all evangelicals are going to hell or Mormons. We'll talk about that. But I will say,
You're judged by the
knowledge to which you have.
Yeah,
that's what it
yeah.
says.
So
it says it in the Bible.
I go with that.
So I'm just gonna say, I don't think it's about join my church. It's about follow God and pray for the salvation of people. That if you believe that's the most sure way to salvation, all I've heard Catholics say is the Catholic Church is the most sure way to salvation.
Yeah.
But I've heard Protestants a lot say that Catholics are going to hell, and I've heard a lot of Christians say that Orthodoxy is demon worship and things like that.
So stupid.
I hope you're wrong because I think they're right. Anyways, we'll head over. Hayden, if people want to find you and follow you, how can they find you and follow you before we go to the Q&A?
Follow Angry Patriot X on X and follow Woman Propaganda on Instagram. I'm the coolest, edgiest dude on Instagram. So please follow.
And then follow me at Braden Sorbo on X. Go pray your rosary. God bless.
Yes. And the rest of you guys, we'll see you over on Locals in about 2 minutes. We'll be right back.